Rise and grind, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get bumpy. Time to attack and dominate. This is Morning Juice with Brandon Beam and Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
And here we go on a Friday, attacking and dominating our way to 9 a.m. every single weekday morning right here on The Fan. Brandon Beam, the General Bobby Carpenter. He's out, still in Guantanamo Bay. Who'll be back with us on Monday. We got our man Mike Bennett with us. And, of course, our fearless leader and producer, Mark the Shark. Michael, happy Friday to you. Happy Valentine's Day. All kinds of good stuff going on. What's happening, buddy? Good to talk to you.
Yeah, happy Friday, Beamer. It's been a good week. It's been fun to be here for a couple days. It's a shame that this is the last one, but I'm sure it'll be good to have Bob back.
Yeah, for sure, man. It'll be good. I'm sure he'll tell some tales about his trip down there. One of the most infamous places in U.S. history. So I'm sure I'll have some things to share upon his return. But yeah, it'll be good. This part of the year is interesting, just because you're coming off football and obviously had the Super Bowl this past weekend, and we're starting to get into the NFL offseason. We got some combine stuff a little bit later to go over, but there's not really a whole lot happening. I mean, the NHL's in the 2-week break.
Not a whole lot happening. Got the Four Nations going on, right?
I know. I was watching some of it last night. I was tuning in, locking into the Four Nations, oscillating between that game and then the Ohio State women's basketball game, which close call. You got to win. That's all that matters at this point of the year.
Yep.
All that matters. Saw a late game collapse. Doesn't matter. You won the game in overtime.
They're able to bounce back. Didn't start compounding, right? They had a great start to the season.
Yep.
Had a little hiccup there. We're back.
We're back.
We're back, baby.
Kevin McGuff.
Yes.
The gals, they're back.
Back.
They're back. So I was watching a little bit of that Four Nations game last night, which was Finland and the U.S., and Meredith got home from ski club around 9:30ish, and at that point, it's middle of the second period. It's 1-1. It's a really good game. It was super physical.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, Jack Eichel put someone over the boards. Whoa, that doesn't usually make sense. Jack Eichel, not known for his physicality, being an attacker. But I was just like, all right, well, here we go. We're going to see what happens. So I went to bed, turned the TV off with 5 minutes left to go in the second period maybe. And then I got up this morning and I see U.S. routes Finland. I'm like, what the hell happened? And then they scored 4 goals in the third. They got one that was late in the second. 6-1 was the final score. I missed all the fun parts of the game.
Yeah, I mean, 6-1 is outrageous. Hey, we were talking about it yesterday. Finland was never going to win that one, but I don't know if I would have called 6-1.
Yeah. If you had the odds on that for an exact score, you were doing just fine.
It'd be poetry to see Canada and USA in the finals right now.
Yeah, for sure. And they got a big one coming up tomorrow, too, which will be great. Second game happening. I believe the first game between Finland and Sweden is a 1 o'clock start at the Bell Center in Montreal, and then the USA and Canada play tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock. We've got a great show here lined up for you this morning. Ryan Day had an interview with Dom Taberry a couple of days ago. We're going to get to listen to that coming up here. Talking some offseason moves. Brian Hartline elevating himself. Not elevating himself. Ryan Day elevating Brian Hartline to offensive coordinator, what that means for the program moving forward. What does some of that stuff look like? So we'll get to listen to that. Bad news for me and a lot of different people who have YouTube TV. We'll get into that coming up here at the bottom of the 6 o'clock hour. 7 o'clock, busy hour for you. Usually we talk to Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda on Fridays at 7:17. No Austin today. He's out in L.A. at Disneyland. Jeff has opted to move back. Jeff has opted for 12 more minutes of sleep. He's going to join us coming up here at 7:30. Bengals feel like they have a massive offseason ahead of them. We'll talk some Bengals coming up in the 7 o'clock hour as well. And as always on a Friday, AJ Hawk, he joins us coming up here at 8:30. Before we hop into anything else today, it is Friday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, 2025. Time for Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Mark the Shark.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
Sharky,
Yes.
happy football, non-football Friday to you.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Boys, won't you be my Valentine?
Yeah, I'm your Valentine every day.
Today is, of course, February the 14th, and it was back in the year 270 A.D. Valentine,
Going really far back.
holy priest in Rome. I'm going to educate you guys.
I try to learn something new every day.
I didn't know this story. Valentine was a holy priest in Rome. He was executed, and that was very common under Emperor Claudius II, who had a habit of starting bloody campaigns. At one point, Claudius banned all marriages in Rome. Valentine realized that was an injustice and continued to perform marriages in secret. Claudius found out about it. He was irate, and he ordered that Valentine be put to death. He was arrested and dragged before a judge who condemned him to death. He was beaten to death with clubs and then had his head cut off. For his great service, Valentine was named a saint after his death. And now we celebrate St. Valentine's Day every February 14th, the anniversary of his death, like almost 1,800 years ago.
I'm going to have to find out what Claudius's beef with marriage was. Like, what was his...
I don't know. He wouldn't even allow you
He had a
to
real
be
issue with it if he's beating a man to death.
Yeah. That was not fun
That
times
doesn't
with
sound very
Claudius.
Roman of them.
But come on, beaten with clubs.
You know what I mean? That's a specific... You got an issue with somebody just for marriages?
You got some serious issues
You got
going
some
on.
serious issues.
And if it wasn't humiliating enough to be beaten to death, then you had to cut his head off. Crying out loud. Wouldn't want that at my school Valentine's Day party. 1859, Oregon was admitted as the 33rd state of the Union. It's when you think about this, Oregon is the 33rd state.
Pretty early.
There had to be a bunch of states in between that weren't states yet,
Yeah.
you know, from the Midwest all the way out west, and then we had all this land in between. Kind of crazy. In 1876, John Heinz and his cousin Frederick Heinz founded the Heinz Company in Pittsburgh. At that time, they made ketchup. Now they make ketchup and mustard. And relish. And baked beans.
Shark, here's a fun...
And gravy.
Here's a fun
and
fact
Cool Whip.
for you.
And Jell-O.
What else?
They
You got
make a
anything
lot
else?
of stuff.
So Oregon was the 33rd state admitted to the Union, February 14th, 1859, like you had just mentioned. West Virginia wasn't admitted. It's the 35th state until June 20th of 1863.
Well, and that was part of Virginia.
Right.
And then they had
Kansas, Nebraska, Nevada, Colorado, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, all after
all
Oregon.
came after.
Those were probably all Native American lands for
Yeah,
a
you're
while.
probably right.
So here we had the U.S. over here and like
Something in
Oregon
between.
out there, like where Hawaii is, you know, that far away.
Was that the Oregon Trail? Mm-hmm. You're going to get dysentery?
Correct.
Before he became president, Teddy Roosevelt suffered with all kinds of health problems as a child. He was bedridden for a couple years, expected to die young. Then he suffered through depression for much of his life. On February 14th, 1882, he suffered a horrific Valentine's Day. Teddy was in the New York State legislature at the time, came home to find his mother had died of typhoid fever. She was living with him at the time. Later that day, his wife Alice died of a severe kidney ailment just 2 days after giving birth to the couple's daughter, Alice. Roosevelt later remarried, but he had been so devastated that he never mentioned his first wife's name again. It was too painful. 1912, Arizona admitted to the Union as the 48th state.
Okay.
The only one before Alaska and Hawaii. 1964, the British pop duo Peter and Gordon released their single, A World Without Love, which was actually written by Paul McCartney.
With my loneliness, I don't care what they say, I won't stay in a world without love.
It was good stuff back in 1964.
On Valentine's Day, nonetheless.
On Valentine's Day. 1967, Aretha Franklin records her most famous song.
Yeah.
What is it?
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T, find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, take out T-C-T.
Banger.
Love that. 1985, Whitney Houston's debut album titled Whitney Houston was released. It included this song.
How will I know? Just the feeling. How will I know?
Another banger.
And then in 1991, The Silence of the Lambs, starring Anthony Hopkins and Jodie Foster, was released. It would go on to win Best Picture.
You see a lot, Doctor. But are you strong enough to point that high-powered perception at yourself? What about it? Why don't you look at yourself and write down what you see? Maybe you're afraid to.
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. You fly back to school now, little starling. Fly, fly, fly.
That movie gives me the heebie-jeebies.
It took me a while to be able to watch that movie. I'm not a scary movie guy.
It's not a scary. It's a thriller, but it is scary.
Terrifying.
Yeah,
it's terrifying.
Real life terrifying.
Yeah.
Would you love me, Shark? I'd love me.
Yeah. 1 year later, 1992, the film Wayne's World was released, starring Mike Myers and Dana Carvey.
Let me bring you up to speed. My name is Wayne Campbell. This is my best friend, Garth Elgar.
Hi.
But what I'd really like to do is something extraordinary. Something big, something mega, something copious, something capacious, something kajunga. But I'll probably end up working at Great America, mopping up hurl and lung butter. Yeah. Huh. Oh, I almost forgot. This year Garth finally got pubes.
You didn't tell him about my pubes, did you?
No, of course not.
Whenever I hear the word Foxy, it's the only thing that pops in my head. Foxy. I love that movie.
I don't know if I've seen that movie.
It's a good one.
All right, we need to get somber again because we're going to end this before we get to birthdays on a bad note. Valentine's Day, very horrific in 2018 in Parkland, Florida at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. An expelled student killed 17 people and wounded 17 others. I had forgotten that was on Valentine's Day. Nicholas Cruz was the gunman. He actually escaped the school, but was eventually apprehended at a McDonald's. Cruz is now 26 years old. He is serving 34 life sentences with no possibility of parole. Birthdays today, Sakachi Toyoda, born in 1867, died in 1930. He started
Toyota,
the Toyota Motor Company. Wayne Woodrow Hayes, born in Newcomerstown in 1913, died in 1987.
You know something? Those 56% probably weren't even living when I started winning here. No, I'm not too interested. It's more what I want to do. No, I'm not going to worry about that. Sure, people are fickle, and I don't much care. There's been nobody around in this league or any other league that's won as many games as I have, and I'm not going to let their opinion decide the thing. And if you're one of that 56%, I don't give a damn about you either. Good day.
Thanks, Coach.
Good day.
Florence Henderson, born in 1934, died in 2016. You might remember her as Carol Brady from the Brady Bunch.
Camping is for boys.
Camping is for boys and girls. Why, it's so much fun falling asleep on the ground. Why, you haven't got the faintest idea how delightful it is out there under the stars. Being lulled to sleep by the sound of crickets, and then awakening in the morning to the smell of bacon frying over an open fire.
How many times have you been camping, Mom?
Well, never, but I've heard about it.
All right.
I'm just one of the kids to get out of the house.
Have you ever been camping, Beam?
Yeah.
I went camping. It was terrible.
I agree.
Awful.
Not a camping guy.
I went one time, and I was like, why am I sleeping in a tent and it's cold out here when I could be in my bed in my house?
Yeah,
100%.
More of an indoor dog.
Yeah. I like a toilet and a shower.
I like a couch.
Yeah, a bed,
nice.
man.
Yeah.
Laying on the ground is not for me.
Oh, I agree. Birthdays today, continuing. This is a big day for quarterbacks. Pro Football Hall of Fame quarterback Jim Kelly is 65. Former Patriots quarterback Drew Bledsoe is 53. And former Oilers and Titans quarterback Steve McNair, born in 1973, died in 2009. And that's what I have for you boys on this 14th day of February.
Good job on that, Sharky. As always, when did Ryan Day know that his team was going to win a national championship? That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Friday. A heads up for drivers in Dublin and Hilliard. 270 southbound is shut down completely from the 33-270 split all the way down to Cemetery Road as crews work to clear up a crash from overnight. You can use a 33 southbound or take Avery Road back to Cemetery Road to make your way back to 270 southbound from there. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Men, this is Jeff for Tri Tri-State Men's Health. The one you love is the light of your life. And if you're like most of us, you want to do whatever you can to nurture your relationship. But if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction, you know the impacts the condition is likely having on you and your partner. ED is a relationship destroyer. It can contribute to depression, distancing, conflicts, and even breakups and divorce. And what's so disturbing about this is that most men who suffer with ED can be successfully treated, but a lot of guys don't seek treatment when they should. At Tri-State Men's Health, we have protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases. In fact, if you're like most guys, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and maybe find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. So call Tri-State Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the tri-state area to serve you.
Getting cold feet? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Race to savings at Menards and start updating your home today. We have what you need to give your bathroom a fresh, updated look. Shop Menards' great selection of bathroom products from American Standard. No matter the size of your bathroom, American Standard offers a superior line of toilets, faucets, sinks, and bathtubs. Complete your bathroom update today with American Standard. Plus, view our weekly flyer on Menards.com and race to savings on all the great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Attention hockey fans, score the ultimate experience powered by Verizon. Verizon is giving 2 lucky winners the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium on March 1st. Plus 50 participants will have a chance to win a $50 gift card. Just stop by a participating Columbus Verizon store by February 18th to enter. Get your shot at this unforgettable experience. Hurry to a participating Columbus Verizon store today to enter.
Must be legal U.S. resident of Ohio, age 18 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit 971thefan.com/Verizon.
Buckeye Country Superfest 2025, Saturday, June 21st, Ohio Stadium. One night only. Headlined by Kane Brown and Jelly Roll. With special guest Megan Maroney, Treaty Oak Revival, Dasha, Connor Smith. Tickets are on sale now at BuckeyeCountrySuperfest.com.
Yeah, that's how I get by. Lord, that's how I get by.
Come into your local AAA Car Care Plus and save $90 on select sets of Ford Continental tires. Only at AAA Car Care Plus locations. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer ends February 15th. See store for details.
Most radio stations suck. Here's why. They don't invest in local programming. We're live and local 14 hours a day. You can rest assured that every stupid thing we say is 100% local. Homegrown dumb since day one. The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is, fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Looking at a bright, sunny, but cold day out there today. High temperatures around freezing. Factoring in that wind, it'll feel like the 20s this afternoon. Increasing clouds tonight. Rain and snow arrive by daybreak tomorrow. We will be looking at rain throughout the day on Saturday, high 42. Snow showers Sunday, high 34. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. Miss a minute of the show?
Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Type in Morning Juice and subscribe.
This is Morning Juice.
So we've got dual screen ESPN NFL Network going on up here, and they're going through Bucky Brooks' top 5 NFL prospects at every position and interior offensive linemen, guards. They had Donovan Jackson at number 2, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. And Mike's like, he didn't play guard, he's a tackle. Like, well, he was forced to play tackle, and he did an excellent job when he had to get kicked out just because all the shuffling that the Ohio State offensive line had to do this season.
And that shows a lot of versatility. It's not people. I don't know how much people understand how different it is to go from guard to tackle, or you're not even talking about center, which is almost a whole nother position. Mm-hmm. So it's really impressive to see somebody at the highest level of college football be able to, not teach themselves how to play guard, but put it in their mind that they're an offensive guard. Maybe their body type fits an offensive guard, and then go to be able to bounce out to left tackle and play that at such a high level. Yeah. It shows the guy's versatility. And if I'm him, I'm trying to market myself as a left tackle. Like, you can make a great living as a guard, but those left tackles, you can make a better living. They make a better living. So it'll be fun to see, where he goes in the draft and what his career looks like after this. But we've had a nice string of really successful offensive linemen in the NFL for the last decade, really.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you think about Taylor Decker, what he's done.
Corey Lindsley, what he has done. Billy Price, Pat Elflein.
Yeah, those guys too. Andrew Norwell was one of the highest paid offensive lineman in the league, or maybe highest paid offensive guard. Not offensive line, because that's usually reserved for the left tackle position that you were mentioning. But yeah, I mean, we had a bunch of guys. And then you got Josh Simmons as well, who was the reason why Donovan Jackson had to kick out the left tackle. And Josh Simmons, if you look at any mock draft, it's like he's going to be a for surefire top 32 first-round draft pick coming into this year. Like probably the second or third tackle taken off the board.
I'm ashamed. As a Buckeye fan, I should know more names, because I know that we have a center for Green Bay right now. I think he's Josh Myers. Josh Myers. Yeah. And he's doing really well.
Got hurt last game of the year. Big recovery ahead of him.
Oh, that's a shame. Mm-hmm. No, that's a shame. He'll bounce back.
Yeah, he's been really solid. Yeah, really good.
But yeah, Ohio State. Everybody talks about wide receiver U, and there was a while there where we were DBU, and then now we're starting to put a lot of defensive line. We were DNU, and it kind of falls under the radar that we're pumping out talent at every single position, and now we're finally starting to put quarterbacks into the NFL.
Yeah.
And it's fun to see.
And they never had done that really before. I mean, they have put quarterbacks into the league before, but CJ being the crown jewel of Ohio State quarterbacks right now, at least on the bar that is set for that position. So, I mean, we've got, Combine coming up here. You got the draft at the end of April, so we'll see what happens with the Buckeyes. We'll talk a little Combine, too, coming up here at the top of the 7 o'clock hour. I thought this was really good from Ryan Day earlier in the week. You can watch, I believe, this entire interview on 10 TV Plus with Dom Tiberi, Ryan Day sitting down. The thing I do like the most, and we don't have the sound cut of it, but Ryan Day just talking about kind of the exodus and having to fill out his coaching staff, and he was calling it champagne problems. I'm like, yeah, it is. We know that. He just won a national championship, first one that he's won. He inked that big new contract through 2031. It is champagne problems, right? I mean, you're the best team in college football. You won a national championship. Things happen. Guys are going to move on. That's the nature of the beast when you win a national championship. That's always going to happen. But here was Ryan Day on Brian Hartline and naming him the offensive coordinator and what he's got in store for us coming up this season.
Talk about sacrifice. Here's a guy who he was named coordinator, and I ended up calling the plays that year, but he grew that year. And then we decided to bring in Chip, and he had to take a step back. But he learned from Chip, and I thought down the stretch he did some of his best work I've seen him as a coach. Some of the passing install, the route concepts, the coaching that was done right there was at a high level. And certainly, Keenan helped him a lot and Billy helped him a lot. And I was much involved with it, but you could just see him growing as the season went on, his understanding of protections. And because, some guys would say, well, wait a minute, I'm going somewhere else. He didn't name me the coordinator. Well, now he's going to be the coordinator. Now he's going to call plays. And that loyalty and that patience is going to pay off. And I think he's going to be the best coordinator in the country.
Woo! That'll light a fire under you, won't it?
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing you want to see from your head coaches. Exactly what we talked about yesterday is when these guys put the time in, they grow, they show the willingness to learn and to be humble. The humility is huge. You got to reward them. And you don't just reward for rewarding's sake. They have to show the growth. And so it's great to hear Ryan Day talking about that from him. And I can't wait to see it.
And if there's one person that could not be humble on this staff, it could be Brian Hartline.
He's had a lot of success.
I know we were just talking about all the defensive linemen.
Yeah, but it is wide receiver.
Offensive linemen. Here's a crazy thing that just happened. You had Marvin Harrison Jr., who was one of the best wide receivers in program history.
Yep.
And then you just were like, all right, well, we got another guy in Jeremiah Smith. It made you forget about Marv. Immediately.
That quick.
That shouldn't happen.
No.
It shouldn't happen.
Marv made you forget about Olave and Garrett Wilson and all these guys who've come, over the last – Michael Thomas, all these guys who have come over the last decade who have just been just immediate contributors in the NFL. We would understand if he wasn't humble.
Jeremiah Smith this year had more receiving yards than Terry McLaurin did in his entire Ohio State career. Terry McLaurin's one of the top 5 receivers in the NFL. Doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense. So I'm glad Brian Hartline is getting his flowers.
Yeah,
he's been getting his flowers for the last 5-6 years, but he just keeps earning more. So as an offensive coordinator, I think he'll do well. And it makes sense to have your world-class receivers coach step in as your offensive coordinator.
Who's also gotten head coach love. He interviewed for the job for West Virginia this year for being a head coach. It's a way for Ohio State to be able to retain him, reward him, and keeping him here, and also elevating him to see what the next evolution is going to be. Like Ryan Day just said it. A couple of years ago, he was the offense coordinator. I was calling plays. Then we decided that we needed to bring Chip in, needed to do something different with that run game. And now the show's going to be on him. And that's also a reason why you saw Billy Fessler get elevated to quarterback. It's a reason why you saw Keenan Bailey become a co-offensive coordinator. And that's a reason why you saw Tyler Bowen also come in, too, from Virginia Tech. It's the pool of experience that these guys have together, which I think is going to be pretty awesome. And Ryan Day seems confident. Best play caller in the country. I love that on him. When did Ryan Day know that his team was going to be national champions?
And then in the Texas game, when that ball bounced up to Jack, at that moment, first off, not that moment because I kind of ran down, but then I looked back to see if there was any flags. At that moment, when I saw there was no flags, I said, we're going to win the national championship because that ball bounced our way. It bounced our way. There's been times where it hasn't bounced our way. It did. And if you keep swinging, if you keep fighting, and you keep getting those at-bats, that ball's going to bounce your way eventually. And then we left no doubt.
It really did feel like everything turned at that moment. Texas is getting ready to score. Jack Sawyer, sack, fumble.
It was the nail in the coffin.
Touchdown for that game, and you felt like going into that Notre Dame game, you were a superior team.
Yeah, I think it was really reminiscent of that 2014 game against Alabama, where when we watched the film, everybody's hyped up on Oregon, all that kind of stuff. But we knew Alabama was the hurdle to get over. And I felt like even at the beginning of the season, everybody was looking at these teams and they knew Texas was the hurdle to get over. So beating Texas the way we did, like he said, the ball bounced our way. Jack had an incredible play, but then you got to have some luck. And so to have that happen against the team where you kind of knew they were the juggernauts that I personally thought were the only team capable of beating Ohio State, I didn't think Notre Dame or Penn State was going to really – they might give us a game, but they weren't going to be real contenders against that Ohio State that Ohio State team the way they were performing post-Michigan game.
And it was kind of the way that you guys started out the game against Oregon as well. Like they put together a drive. They scored a touchdown.
Yep.
Notre Dame did the same thing. What was it, 16 plays or 18 plays, 75 yards? Took it like 9 minutes.
9 minutes,
It was a heck of a drive.
By the end of that drive, Brandon, I was texting you. I was like, if they do another drive like that quarterback's going to die. Like, there's no way they can keep up running him against that Ohio State defense. He got up woozy at the goal line. I was like, so after that, I was like, all right, you get your touchdown. You can feel good about yourself, but we know how this is going to go the rest of the game.
We got some bad news for you. If you're like me and use YouTube TV, that's in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Friday. Still watching a major closure out in the Dublin-Hilliard area on 270 southbound. Right now, all southbound lanes are shut down, starting from that 270-33 split all the way down to Cemetery Road. This is because of a crash cruiser working to clear up right now. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Earn a $200 cash bonus with a home equity line of credit from BMI FCU. Visit BMIFCU.org/home-equity for more details.
Michelle Smallman here for the Capital One Venture X card. If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, you can earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn all of your purchases into extraordinary travel. And you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book through Capital One Travel. Plus, you'll get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
A great lawn is like a great sports team. It takes expertise and a little extra care to really stand out. That's where True Green comes in. They're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, so they know a thing or two about keeping grass looking like a fairway. It's more affordable than you think, and they'll even match any competitor's price. Plus, True Green backs it all up with a satisfaction guarantee. Head to TrueGreen.com today. Let the pros do the work while you sit back and enjoy the results.
At NJM Insurance, we like to think of ourselves as a symphony. We start with a foundation of doing the right thing. Then we layer in dedicated reps whose priority is you. Add in excellent discount programs. And last, but certainly not least, we put our policyholders first. And the reason we don't use jingles or mascots is because it's just not us. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Panic and passion. Is that a motivational quote or the title of an adult romance novel? You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hey, coming up 1 hour away from right now. Usually we talk to him at 7:17 on Fridays. He opted to move back into the lineup. 7:30 this morning, Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda. He's going to join the program. We'll talk a little Four Nations with him, talk a little CBJ. Great night out of Zach Werenski. 3 assists for Big Z last night as the USA crushed Finland 6-1. What are you most looking forward to this weekend, Mike? I mean, I know that got a lot going on. You're finishing out your work week. Got a couple of deals closing today?
Yeah, we do have a couple deals closing today. We got the brunt of the deals done last night. Have a couple closing calls today. We might have a deal signed today, but, you never know how it's going to go. I am just looking forward to being able to sleep in a little bit.
I don't know how it's going to go. Talking to the wrong guy.
Generally, it's just you got to coordinate with the other side and make sure everything is all locked up, all the diligence is done, yada, yada, all the exciting stuff. But the good stuff is got 2 closings. Maybe they'll treat us to a little closing lunch. That would be nice, wouldn't it? They won't. But I'm really looking forward to sleeping in. I've got a whole bunch of house stuff and just life stuff that I got to get together this weekend. So
being an adult's the best,
isn't it? Once you're done with work, then you just got life.
Yeah,
that's what you're left with.
Which is more than work.
It is. So that'll be what my weekend consists of. But getting some extra sleep and, as always, getting some bagels. That's what I live for at this point. Is just. There were good bagel sandwiches on Saturdays and Sundays.
Hey, man, know what you know. Like what you like.
Hey, whatever gets you through the day, right? Whatever gets you through the work week.
So I was looking at my email inbox yesterday, as you do. Looking at my personal email inbox and filtering out 99% of the spam that comes in here for one-time coupons that you have opted to receive the mail. And I never unsubscribe from the list, so whenever I open up my email, I've got 35 emails and just going to delete. I should probably work on unsubscribing. But anytime I get something from YouTube TV, I always check just to see how that's going to impact me, whether monetarily or other things moving forward. Because the last times I usually get this from YouTube TV, this past year there was a price hike of $9 or $10, which got it up to $83. And when we signed up for YouTube TV, it was $35. It's $35 a month. 2024 was $73. 2022 was $65, and 2020 was a price hike of $15. So they've more than doubled the price on it. So I got an email yesterday. It said, "Hi, Brandon. With YouTube TV, our goal is to offer you the content you love, delivered the way that you want it. To make this happen, we enter into agreements with network partners to make their own content available on YouTube TV. As such, we've been negotiating with Paramount." So
sounds like it.
Take Mike being a business lawyer. You got Paramount on one side, Google on the other. Mm-hmm. 2 pretty rather large entities. fighting and bickering over a network, which we've seen that before. Was it DirecTV and ESPN, ABC this past year? I think that we had some outages because I remember coming in here and turning ESPN on and it said this channel is not available. So these things happen from time to time. And the people who always suffer is the consumer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if we can't get it together, we're being greedy on both sides. We want to pay X amount of dollars. Well, we're offering you Y. Come to a middle ground, then we get your services back. Now, the problem is that on February 13th, 2025, that was yesterday, all Paramount channels will likely become unavailable on YouTube TV. If this happens, this will impact your previous library recordings from these channels. If you have anything recorded, you can't go back and watch that. Paramount content in the Entertainment Plus package and add-on services like Paramount Plus with Showtime, BET Plus, should Paramount content become unavailable, yada, 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 we'll continue to provide you updates as we go along. I'm sitting here and I'm saying, all right, well, what are my Paramount channels? You know?
All the important ones.
What am I looking at for my Paramount channels? That would be CBS Sports Network, CBS, your local CBS channel, Comedy Central, MTV. Don't watch a lot of those. There's good movies on Paramount from time to time. Nickelodeon, Nick Jr., just all kinds of different stuff. And then on Twitter, I'm looking at it like, all right, well, it seems like it's going to be a big month for CBS because I like to watch golf. I'm a golf guy. We're in the CBS portion of the year with golf where they have the coverage for half of the year and then it goes away and then it goes to NBC. And I'm like, wait a minute. Coming up here next month at this time, getting into March Madness.
They took it from you, Brandon.
I don't know what channel True TV is. One time a year, I'm watching True TV.
Yeah.
I'm not watching Impractical Jokers. That's on there like 24/7. No. I'm watching True TV for the 4 days that it's on in the first week and the opening weekend of March Madness. It's a great time to have a contract dispute if you're Paramount Plus. I'll tell you that because you're going to get a lot of people that are going to go away from YouTube if the NCAA tournament, all these games are not fixed by the time that comes around.
This is the kind of stuff we were complaining about yesterday with the NFL. It's like, as the consumer, how many times do you have to jump streaming services before you say, all right, I'm going to go hit a hoop around with a stick outside again? Like, it's ridiculous.
Put rabbit ears on my TV.
Yeah. I'll tell you, Brandon, one of the worst financial decisions I ever made. I've got Fubo.
Yeah.
Fubo TV.
Sports.
Live sports. When I first got it, it was probably back in 2016 or 2017, $20. I was like, this is a good deal. I don't really watch a lot of like cable TV. I just want to be able to watch sports when I want to watch sports because I don't have cable. And so it was okay, but you couldn't get your local games for whatever reason. That upset me. So I was like, all right, well, then I don't really need Fubo TV. I'll go to a bar if I want to watch games, which I didn't. But I was like, all right, I'll get rid of Fubo.
I'm going to tell myself I'm going to socialize.
Yeah, and then, you just stay in the house and throw on some old sitcom or something. But I get rid of Fubo because I thought it was a $20 wasted every month. Then I'm like, after I got out of the NFL, I was like, all right, well, now I want to watch sports for sure. So let me go get Fubo again. $65. I was like, oh my gosh. So I get the $65 Fubo. Now it's up to $95, Brandon. That's the price of cable. And then I'm also paying all these other streaming services. I'm going to go to bars now. I've made that decision. I'm going to do it, Brandon. I'm going to bars. Look out. If you're a bar, I need you to have Fubo TV, please. Because I've done that. I've gone to a bar to watch a soccer game, and they didn't have Paramount Plus or whatever the streaming service, Peacock, whatever it was, and I wasn't allowed to give them my Peacock. So I was like, well, that sounded crazy.
You said it, not me.
I wasn't allowed to give them my Peacock account. So I was just, it's so frustrating that even the establishments that are trying to be there, that are like historically there to
sports bars,
they're historically there to, should be able to, you can watch sports there, you can show up, all that kind of stuff. If you don't have it at the house, a safe haven, even they can't keep up with all this jostling from service to service. I say we protest.
I do too.
I think we should take to the streets for streaming service.
And what are we going to do? Heads on pikes.
Heads on pikes.
I really don't know what I'm going to do because it's not going to be a situation. And maybe they're like this weekend I won't be able to watch the Ohio State Michigan game at home. Like that's gone. That's on CBS. That's
buy
a 1
some
o'clock
tickets,
start.
man. Got to buy some.
Yeah.
Wait, is that at Ohio State?
Yeah, I can go to the game. But I have Paramount Plus. I don't know if I can get the Ohio State game on that. I don't know if I can get the NCAA tournament on that. I'll say one thing, though. You take away the Masters from me, we have got a big issue. It's one thing for March Madness, which I will find a way to watch. Maybe a legal stream, but
we don't.
I said maybe. We
don't do that, America.
I'm going to take my neighbor's advice. But, yeah, the Masters, March Madness coming up, conference tournaments. What a mess.
It really is. I don't know what it takes. Whoever, you got any young coders out there listening to this, build something where you can just put everything together legally. I don't know what, and we can call it, I don't know, cable or something like that. Just give us the package of all these things before. I'm tired of the negotiations. I bet these streaming services are just making, just hand over fist, a ridiculous amount of money.
So here was an update from this morning. It said, an update for our members. We've reached a short-term extension with Paramount to keep their content on YouTube TV.
Well,
I don't know what that short-term is like.
2 days. Now we're back to the table.
After the weekend.
Just got to keep people confused, keep people worried.
Shout out to Justin in the YouTube chat, said Hulu Live, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus for $95. Now that seems pretty good. Like that seems like a pretty good deal. As good of a deal as you're going to find in the streaming world.
They really are starting to bundle them, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's cable. We're just creating cable.
With more steps and for more money.
It actually makes all the sense in the world when you think about it.
This is our fault. We got tired of cable and Netflix, we wanted something new, and they said, we'll give you something new. We'll have you begging for cable again. And
please,
we are.
Someone give me cable. I feel like we have a lot of bridge quarterbacks available in the offseason in the NFL. We'll do that in Quick Hitters coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, we are still watching a closure on I-270 southbound. It starts at the 270-33 split up in Dublin, stretches all the way down to Cemetery Road. Again, all of those lanes shut down. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
For 100 years, our passionate Atlas Butler has been helping people. From those who have relied on us for years to those who call us for the first time. For our team, their families, and our community, Atlas Butler is here to keep Central Ohio safe and comfortable with trusted, convenient service. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Attention hockey fans, score the ultimate experience powered by Verizon. Verizon is giving 2 lucky winners the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium on March 1st. Plus 50 participants will have a chance to win a $50 gift card. Just stop by a participating Columbus Verizon store by February 18th to enter. Get your shot at this unforgettable experience. Hurry to a participating Columbus Verizon store today to enter.
Must be legal U.S. resident of Ohio, age 18 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit 971thefan.com/Verizon.
Here, care is where you need it. With over 350 primary care providers in Central Ohio, expert care is minutes away. See how we care for all of you at mountcarmelforyou.com.
Attention lovebirds. Valentine's Day is almost here, and Diamonds Direct has the gifts to wow your special someone. From dazzling diamonds and trending gold to vibrant gemstones, pearls, even timepieces. With hundreds of stunning styles under $1,000 and an exquisite collection of one-of-a-kind luxury pieces. Make your moment unforgettable. The best selection, value, and service are waiting for you. Make this Valentine's unforgettable with fine jewelry for every budget. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Come in. Joe, I wasn't expecting to see you. Why does everybody say that? I came to congratulate you. No joke. Well, it was a hard-fought campaign. Campaign? I'm talking about $5 at Great Lakes Kia. Great Lakes Kia, where new Kias are less than lunch. Brand new Kias, $5 a day. I'm being serious right now. Only at Great Lakes Kia. Guess what? And by the way, get 0% financing for 72 months. Lease new 25 Kia Sorrentos LX, just $5 a day. And we love that third row seating, don't we? And new K4s, LXS, just $5 a day. No joke. Even new K5s, LXS, just $5 a day at Great Lakes Kia. But what about credit? Come on, man. If you've got a job, you ride $5 a day. Here's the deal. Go to Great Lakes Kia. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia. GreatLakesKia.com. My first home was $5. Not kidding around.
Tax and tag to qualified buyers. Visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Football season is here, and we have so much stuff. One station isn't enough. Find even more Pigskin on ESPN Columbus.
Set your second preset to AM 1460 or 97.1 FM HD2, or listen on the Fan app.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
Welcome to NFL Flag. In this game, there's a position for everyone. No matter who you are. Let's go! Show what you got! Lace up your cleats, smear on your eye black, step out on the field, and start having fun. This is flag football, and this game is our game. This game! Our game! This game! Our game! This game! Our game! Visit NFL.com to find a league and get playing today. 1, 2, 3, let's play!
National University honors those who have broken barriers and paved the way for future generations. If you're a parent and a professional, a dreamer and a doer, NU is here to support you. With flexible online classes and career-focused resources, you can earn your degree while balancing work, family, and everything in between. Empower your future today at nu.edu. That's nu.edu.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Beam has a baby face. Bobby has soft hands. That should not stop you from listening to this show. This is Morning Juice.
Well, Friday edition of the program. Michael Bennett continuing to hang out with us here throughout the rest of the morning. Right now, time for some quick hitters.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Hey,
Sponsored
Sharky.
by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JustSports for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
Hey, you know, sometimes I forget that we have people talking at the end of that.
You'll get adjusted. Boys, former Philadelphia Eagles offensive coordinator Kellen Moore was introduced yesterday as the new head coach of the New Orleans Saints. First order of business there. Who will be the quarterback? Moore looks forward to coaching Derek Carr.
Derek's a tremendous quarterback in this league. I've had so much respect for him, the journey that he's been on. He's a starter in this league. He's a premier player in this league. He's had a great journey, obviously going from Fresno State to the Raiders and now here. Really excited to team up with him.
So he said all the right things, but still Moore wouldn't go quite as far as committing to Carr as his starter. One problem being the Saints aren't under the salary cap, and Carr has a $51 million cap figure.
Yeah, so that's tough for them. And it's actually really tough for them because they have the least amount of cap space from anyone in the NFL. They are currently, as constructed, $54 million over the NFL salary cap.
Goodness. Now, and they're bad.
And they're bad. What are you doing with that money? And I guess that was to your point yesterday, Michael, that you were making, like, you can have all these dollars and 70 or 80 million in salary cap, and then you can just get willy-nilly and spend it however you want and really hamstring your franchise for a decade. Like, the Saints really haven't been that good, even in Sean Payton's last years. We know that they weren't, but they're going to have to do some roster management. Like, even if they cut Derek Carr.
Who are you going to go get?
Yeah, I mean, they can draft someone, but
that's not we've shown that's not a guarantee. You can get lucky. You can get a Jaden Daniels or a CJ Stroud. I mean, okay, we've had a couple.
Lucky. Those are top two.
I was about to say we've had some really good rookies. I guess in the, like Joe Burrow, Lamar. Like we've had some really good rookies. But yeah, it's kind of such a tough balancing act to try to figure out how to reward the players that have had success for you, but also keep refreshing the team. And also not making people complacent with huge deals. I think that's one of the things, other than Tom Brady, that made Bill Belichick so good, was they really did not pay players a lot. And, as a former player, I love to see players get paid, but it does create a certain level of complacency when a player gets a $50 million a year or whatever for some positions, for some situations. I don't know what the Saints need. I'm also very torn. I'm also very torn on Derek Carr.
But don't ask Michael Thomas what he thinks of Derek Carr, because he will tell you.
Probably don't need to ask him a lot.
He's just throwing hospital balls.
I didn't think he was that bad when he played for the Raiders. Everybody was trashing him, but then I'd watch a game, and I didn't really like his mentality. I thought he was a little soft. I didn't think he was elite. I didn't think he was going to get you to the Super Bowl.
Is he worth a $50 million cap charge?
If that's what the market says.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of guys who are getting paid more than they're worth, but that's what the market has dictated. So it just keeps going up. The market doesn't drop for whatever reason in pro sports.
I just feel like we have a lot of bridge quarterbacks this season. I mean, you talk about a guy who's potentially going to get cut right here in the story in Derek Carr. You've got Kirk Cousins, who's not the guy down in Atlanta. They're going to move on from him. Michael Penix played pretty good in his last couple of games, so they're going with him. You obviously have Aaron Rodgers out there. You've got Matt Stafford, who knows what's going to happen with him. There's been a lot of trade rumors kind of flying around with Matt Stafford.
Don't forget Jameis.
You have a guy in Jameis. You've got Russell, who I'm not sure is going to return to the Steelers. You've got a guy in Sam Darnold, who could he be the guy? A career resurgence? I don't know. Like, there's just a lot of guys who you don't feel confident can ultimately win you a Super Bowl maybe. And especially at older ages like some of these guys, it just doesn't seem at this point that there's a guy who you're going to sign to a 5-year, multi-$100 million contract. It's all going to be a 1 or 2 year and done situation as the new crop kind of ushers in.
I think the interesting part about the NFL, and maybe people say it, maybe people don't, year in and year out, you have maybe 5 quarterbacks who can win you a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Maybe. And I think even that might be a little generous. Like, we've seen the same couple quarterbacks who can usher their team to a Super Bowl. So these other teams like the Saints, are they going for a Super Bowl quarterback? I mean, they have to say they are, but probably not. You're not getting these franchise quarterbacks from other teams, so you either have to draft one, which is just a crapshoot. You have no idea what you're going to get, and you have to put them in a good position, good QB coach, good receivers, good O-line. Like, they have to have the weapons with them to be able to actually get you to a Super Bowl. But I think most of these teams are just looking for somebody who's going to get them over that 500 mark.
I wish a team would just come out and say, you know what, guys, we're not winning the Super Bowl this year, but we're building our roster towards becoming competitive.
Let's be realistic.
That would be nice. That would be refreshing.
And then ticket sales would plummet.
Yeah.
The Ravens.
But we already know. We know.
That's what you just want the Bears to say that. So you just want the Bears to be honest with you.
You disappoint me publicly.
The Ravens are among several teams that have the second best odds to win next season's Super Bowl, behind only the Eagles. Baltimore, great in the regular season. Its problem is the postseason. Over the past 7 years, the Ravens are 78-38 in the regular season, winning the AFC North 4 times, but only 1 time in those 7 years has Baltimore made it to the AFC Championship game, and they lost that game last season to the Chiefs. Safety Kyle Hamilton says the Ravens aren't missing anything. They have everything to win a championship. Mikey, is it their time?
It was their time the last 2 years. I completely agree with Kyle. That's why it's so frustrating for Ravens fans and just fans of football. You see Lamar, who is, I don't think it's arguable, the most electric player in the regular season.
Yeah.
He's incredible to watch. He's the most talented player. Even last year, I thought watching his growth from previous years, and he was able to hit those mid-range passes. He was able to hit the dump downs. He was such a good quarterback last year during the regular season. And then you get to the playoffs, and it's the same old stuff. The same mistakes, the same sloppiness, the same little mental errors that can't get them over the line in crunch time.
They are, without a doubt, my favorite NFL team to watch.
100%.
They will beat you up on defense. I know that they struggled with their offensive line early. They got that figured out. They got that situated. You got Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson in the backfield at the same time.
It's the best show on TV.
How are you not?
It's frustrating to me. I'm not a Ravens fan. I love watching them, though.
I do, too.
I'm rooting for them. I want them to win because I think that when I look at them, I think they are the best team in the NFL. And then just they find a way. That loss in the playoffs this year, I was disgusted. Because like I said, I'm rooting for Lamar. I want him to win a Super Bowl. But you have all those turnovers, and those are sloppy turnovers. He's better than that. He doesn't do that normally. But the playoffs is not the time to start doing that. And then you have a couple drops. A couple other guys have turnovers. I don't know. But I agree with Kyle Hamilton. Like, they have what it takes. I don't know what it takes to get that over that mental hurdle to stop making those little mistakes in the big games. But they're going to be a contender year after year. They don't need to do a rebuild other than maybe bring some veterans in, but they have veterans. I don't know what the answer is. You just got to get it done.
Yeah, I don't know either.
You just got to get it done.
Got to get over
That's
the
all
hurdle.
it is. That's the same with the Bills.
You just got to, you got to do it.
Bills are a heck of a team. Got to get over the hurdle.
And they play each other.
Yeah.
The Bills beat the Ravens. One of the teams has to do it.
One of the teams
Somebody has to beat the Chiefs in
Yeah.
the future. And it's not getting easier, too. I mean, you got CJ down in Houston. You've got the Bengals who
Yeah.
missed out on the playoffs. Like that AFC.
And the Eagles aren't going anywhere.
And they're not. And they're going to be represented on the other side, too. So, yeah, I'm one of those teams, they've got to get it done. So, a long off season, and it's never going to get easier.
But it's good for fans, because I thought last year was one of the most competitive years of the NFL I've seen in a long time. You really didn't know who was going to win.
Really good at the top, really bad at the bottom of the league. We got a lot of Buckeyes heading to the Indy for the Combine in a couple of weeks. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and happy Friday to you. Right now, we are still watching a major closure out in the Dublin-Hilliard area. This is on I-270 southbound. All southbound lanes are shut down, starting at that 270-33 split, stretching all the way down to Cemetery Road. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
Next on Metro's Nada Yada Island podcast.
I almost fainted when the 4 new bombshells arrived. 4 free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G phones at Metro.
No way.
And finding out the 4th line is free. Oh, things got heated.
That's wild. Join Metro and get 4 free Samsung 5G phones. Only at Metro.
Plus tax. Bring 4 numbers and an ID and sign up for any Metro Flex plan. Not available currently at T-Mobile or have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Ready to hit the road in a new car? With Pathways, enjoy up to 90 days with no payments and low auto loan rates. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter for Affinity Whole Health. I've trusted Affinity for 7 years for their testosterone replacement therapy. Why? Because it's natural for our bodies to gradually lose testosterone over time. This leads to brain fog, fatigue, muscle loss, low sex drive, none of the things you want. If you want to feel like you did in your prime and get your energy back, better mood, higher sex drive, increase muscle mass, then get started for free at feelgreatcolumbus.com. Affinity is local. They're accessible. They ship the treatments right to your door. feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here. As football winds down, college basketball is gearing up, and fans are ready to see which teams will prove they are ready to shine in March and who will be seen in San Antonio. You can get on all the action from tip-off to the final whistle at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Right now, new ESPN Bet Sportsbook customers can bet $10 and get $100 back in bonus bets and unlock 30 days of ESPN Plus. Download the app. Sign up with the promo code Radio100 to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
It's a celebration of savings at Giant Eagle. Join us for My Perks Appreciation Days on February 21st and 22nd. You can earn bonus perks on groceries and gas at Giant Eagle, Market District, and Get-Go. Don't miss out on these extra savings opportunities. Visit gianteagle.com/appreciation for details. Make the most of your shopping by earning more free gas and groceries with Giant Eagle and My Perks.
Let Diamond Sellers Blue Box be a part of your forever. Join us February 21st and 22nd for Wedding Weekend and save big on wedding and anniversary bands. Plus, enjoy special no-interest financing on engagement rings. Visit Diamond Seller on Sawmill Road or at Easton Town Center.
Home values in Columbus are sky high, and you have a ton of equity. Your financial advisor thinks the market has peaked. So if you're thinking about selling, it's time. Except for 2 things. High interest rates will burn you on a new home loan, and you're not ready to move. Savvy financial advisors suggest Truehold's new Sell and Stay program. It's ingenious because they buy your home now while its value is high, but you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. Smart, right? TrueHold will make you a solid cash offer, not a lowball offer like the others. It's based on your home's current value. The cash is yours to travel, pay off bills, or secure your retirement. And again, you can stay in your home with a comfortable lease. TrueHold covers property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. See how much TrueHold will pay for your home today. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out your home's value without moving. That's TrueHold.com.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Madam Giselle senses something in your future.
Is my boyfriend going to propose?
It's a big storm.
Wait, we're going to get in a fight?
No, a literal storm. Wind, heavy wind. I see a tree falling on your RV.
Oh, that's fine. I'm covered by Progressive. So, is my boyfriend there? Maybe on one knee?
The entire roof is crushed.
So, no ring.
Be prepared for the unexpected with Progressive, a leader in RV insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Product features subject to policy terms and may not be available in all states or for all vehicles and covered selections.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, I'm Mark Bishark. The 9th-ranked Ohio State women blew a 14-point fourth-quarter lead, but wound up beating Minnesota 87-84 in overtime. The Buckeyes shot 59% from the field, but hit only 13 of 22 free throws. Cody McMahon scored 25 points. Ava Watson added 16 off the bench as OSU improves to 21-3. There was one Big Ten men's game. 25th-ranked Maryland went to Lincoln and beat the Cornhuskers 83-75. The Terrapins are 9-5 in the conference. In hockey, at the Four Nations face-off in Montreal, Columbus's Zach Werenski had 3 assists as Team USA whipped Finland 6-1. Werenski matched NHL international tournament records for assists and points in a game by a defenseman. Matthew Tkachuk had 2 goals and an assist for the U.S. The Sports Center is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Earn a $200 cash bonus with a home equity line of credit from BMI. Visit bmifcu.org/home-equity.
A radio show hosted by 2 former football players, one slightly more successful than the other. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hour 2 of the program for us on a Friday. Mike Bennett hanging out with us here this morning. Bob will be back with us on Monday. Coming up here 7:30 this morning, Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda. He's going to join the program, talk a little Four Nations, CBJ with him, like I said, at the bottom of the hour. And then AJ Hawk, he's going to join us coming up here at 8:30 this morning.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, the largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard in Central Ohio. And everything you need for the master griller.
Buckeye women's basketball escape against Minnesota last night over at the Shot. 87-84. Game went to overtime. 2 minutes and 40-ish seconds left. They were up by 12. Then they collapsed, but then they got it back. It's all that matters.
It's all that matters.
Just win.
That's all you need. And like we mentioned, they started the year off so strong. They were taking the world by storm. And then they hit a little hiccup. They hit a little roadblock. And so it takes a lot of mental strength to have a string of bad games and then be able to get back over that and come away with a win.
Here was Coach McGuff last night, ultimately just clawing out the victory.
It's been just the story of our season. We have such great stretches and then just such disastrous ones. And so, we made a couple plays there late to get the win. And so I like the fact that we kept fighting. I thought we had the right people in it there at the end to make the plays we made. So we got that right. But, boy, we got to clean a lot of stuff up if we want to be who we're capable of being.
What does he need to clean up? He was also talking about consistency is one thing that they need to get better at.
It's very frustrating, and because we have a chance to really finish up the season in a big way and in strong fashion, but we have got to be much more consistent than we are right now. And I think this game is just a great example of it. We had great stretches in this game, and then we had just ones where you just question what we were even thinking of. But so hey, we got to keep pushing in practice and see where we get to.
Best thing is that they came away with a victory. All right, you got out rebounded a little bit in that fourth quarter, led to a very big landslide by Minnesota, where you messing around to lose that game, but ultimately they come out victors 87-84. They have a special time on Monday because it is President's Day. It is a noon start against Iowa at home on Monday.
Is President's Day a national holiday?
Yeah,
a federal holiday.
It is a federal holiday.
Supposed to get work off.
Do we get President's Day?
No, we don't. But
I know that's
post office is closed, banks are closed.
See if law firms are closed. Probably not.
I know that schools are off on Monday, right? Yeah. Is Megan off on Monday? I would think.
That I don't know.
I bet she is. Meredith's off on Monday. She's got a nice 3-day weekend coming up here. So
that is nice. Yeah.
I heard she's going skiing.
She is going skiing, Shark. She's leaving today. She's leaving tonight.
She's gonna take a lot of pictures.
I told her to send me some.
Yeah.
Told her to do that.
She doing what do they got? Black diamonds out there? Double black diamonds? What's the ranking system of those slopes?
Yeah, green, blue, black diamond, double black diamond, and the double black diamond is just cliffs. They are.
Got to have a parachute on.
Yeah, first time we went out there, it's a little bit different than skiing Mad River.
Yeah.
The blues are a little heavier than the blues out here. Yeah, I can do a black diamond. I can do anything over at Mad River and feel pretty confident in my skills.
What's Mare's skill level? Is she going to be?
She could do the black diamond out there.
You think so?
Yeah. Maybe not the double, maybe not going over rocks and cliffs.
She's out there cutting up the slopes, though? Does she do the weaves?
Well, yeah, she skied since she was little.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so she could do that. And I don't think she doesn't like to do it.
Like it's a little stressful?
Yeah, but she could definitely.
Black diamonds terrify me. I think I went to Mad River, and I think I got to the top of a black diamond and looked down. I'm like, I will die.
And that's like 60 yards.
It's not very aggressive.
Compared to a mountain.
Yeah. No, I'm not built for real ski slopes, but that's why I don't get out there.
You just take big, wide turns.
It's easy to say.
It's
easy to say.
Mike's a bomb the hill kind of guy.
Yeah, we're going straight, Shark.
The ones that I don't like are the moguls. That's bad on my knees.
I don't think I've ever gone over a jump. And I think that's for the best. I tell you, I tried to get back in. I haven't done jumping in a while, and so when I was working out the other day,
hasn't left the ground.
It hasn't. It has. We've been earthbound for a minute now. And a couple of weeks ago, I was working out, and I was like, all right, let me do some broad jumps. Let me get the bunnies hopping again. When I tell you, I jumped and landed, and usually there's a cushion. You just soft land. You try to take all the sound out of it. I dropped like a sack of potatoes. No cushion in the knees, no cushion in the calves. There was no spring anymore. And I was like, maybe I just got to do it for a couple days. It's done. It's gone, Brandon. It's gone. It cracks me up. People are like, oh, if you got a call from the NFL, would you give it a shot? I was like, you guys don't, my body would explode into a million pieces if I got back on that field.
One rep.
One rep. I can give you my best and then get that ambulance ready.
Did you fall? You fell down?
No, I didn't fall down.
That's what it sounded like.
No. It just hurt. I'm at that age where broad jumps hurt. I tried to do some box jumps. It's over, man. It's over. I'm going to have to start doing burpees if I want to get back to that. And guess what I'm not doing?
I just get up off the ground and I hurt. Playing
the realities of life.
I feel better now, but I'm rolling around, throwing, him up and down and chasing him around, getting on the ground to procure objects, which he's throwing under couches.
Yeah.
Same with Theo. He's putting balls under couches and everything.
You got to stay mobile because as an adult, there are so many less reasons to be getting on the ground and getting off the ground. And then all of a sudden you have to do it. You're like, whoa. Why is my body yelling at me?
When did the ground become so hard?
When did the ground become so hard?
It's tough, man. It's tough out here. Buckeye men's basketball in action. Michigan against Michigan on Sunday, 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock coverage begins for us. USA smoked Finland last night. Apparently, I was watching until decently into the second period. I turned the game off. It was 1-1. I wake up this morning 6-1.
Turn the heat up on him.
Zach Werenski, 3 points last night, 2 primary assists, 1 secondary assist. We'll talk to Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda more about that coming up here at 7:30 this morning. But big one tomorrow. My guys against your guys. 8 o'clock. USA versus Canada.
Whoa. Listen, Canada's not my guys. I'm an American.
You've been the champion of Canada this week on the show. We can pull the tape.
I'm just pointing out that Canada should have a little chip on their shoulder, and this game should be a good game. It should be not a bloodbath. Fingers crossed it doesn't get to that point. But I think that I said all that before America beat Finland 6-1, but I don't think Finland was ever the favorite in this four nations.
It was a tight game. For 40 minutes.
Yeah. So I think Canada. I think it's going to be a good battle. I think it's going to be worth tuning into. But apparently America's got some weapons that are hard to deal with.
Yeah, the Kachucks. It's nice to have them play for your team. I'll say that. It's a pretty good thing. 15 Buckeye draft prospects have been invited to the NFL Combine over in Indianapolis. That's the most of any school in the country. I don't think that's surprising to anybody. Georgia and Texas have 14. Oregon's got 13. Ole Miss, South Carolina, 11. Alabama, Miami, 10. Michigan's got 9. Notre Dame and LSU have 8 of them. If, and it's a very big if, all 15 of these guys are drafted, it would tie the draft record set by Georgia a couple of years ago for 15 NFL draft picks taken in one class by one program.
That'd be incredible. I still remember the year after I left, I think it was the 2016 draft. I think we had 12, and that was unheard of, at least for me. I don't, maybe other teams have had that many.
That where Zeke and Joey went back to back?
Yeah. That was we had a ton of talent coming out that year. And they were all, I think, relatively pretty high draft picks. But yeah, 15. We've got a lot of talent. I don't see why these guys wouldn't be drafted. You never know what's going to happen. You know, we still have a lot of time between now and the draft for guys to fall or whatever like that. But we've got a lot of guys who I think are deserving of being draft picks. So I'm rooting for them. We'll see what happens in the Combine. It's always fun to see how guys perform, what guys decide to participate in. And I always go back to thinking about, my Combine experience. It's a grueling 3 days. It's a tough time.
We'll get maybe more into that a little bit, just your experiences from the Combine. 'Cause it is one of the more unique things that we have in sports. And also, it seems like a monster offseason incoming for the Cincinnati Bengals. Those are next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Friday. Still watching a major closure out in the Dublin-Hilliard area. 270 southbound is shut down between the 270-33 split and Cemetery Road. Expect delays over there. Also, I-71, we've got a crash just past Morse Road, blocking some lanes over there. Again, I-71 southbound. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Get your furnace fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling. 1-800-COOLING.
Attention hockey fans, score the ultimate experience powered by Verizon. Verizon is giving 2 lucky winners the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium on March 1st. Plus 50 participants will have a chance to win a $50 gift card. Just stop by a participating Columbus Verizon store by February 18th to enter. Get your shot at this unforgettable experience. Hurry to a participating Columbus Verizon store today to enter. Must be legal U.S. resident of Ohio, age 18 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit 971thefan.com/Verizon.
Bring the thrill of the stadium to your wallet with the Love My Crew checking account from Pathways, the only checking account that rewards you for being a Crew fan. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hoops fans, are you ready to score big and get lucky this March? What's up? It's T-Bone. I'm here to tell you that Bud Light will be holding mini hoops challenges at bars and restaurants across town over the next several weeks with one goal in mind: to send one lucky local winner to Las Vegas where they'll compete for $10,000. Take your shot at March Madness glory. This week, join Bud Light on 2 different nights. Thursday, they'll be at Classics Pickerington on Stone Creek Drive from 8 to 10 p.m. Then on Friday at Pastimes in Worthington from 7 to 9. Both events will have a mini hoops basketball challenge that'll give you a shot at a Vegas trip and $10,000.
You know that thing you've always been too scared to go for? It seems like you'll never have the guts. Then a cancer diagnosis. And doing that thing becomes way less scary. I would know. I've always wanted a black belt. And today, the only thing standing in my way is a few wooden boards. It's been a lot of hard work and 5 years since I beat cancer at Ohio Health. Bring it on. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
There's a place where mishaps don't mean missing out. Welcome to AAA's The Plus Side, where a AAA Plus membership means that an empty gas tank won't keep you from a full day, where a flat tire doesn't have to deflate your mood, where being locked out doesn't mean you'll be out of luck for long, and where a dead battery can't stop you from being the life of the party.
Looks like you're all set here. Have a good rest of the day.
Because on the plus side, roadside mishaps don't have to ruin your day. With AAA Plus, you're covered with the gold standard in roadside assistance. whenever and wherever you need it. Tire changes, battery swaps, and emergency fuel are just a tap, click, or call away. AAA gets to you faster, and if you need a tow, we'll take you further, anywhere within 100 miles. Become a AAA Plus member today and experience the peace of mind that comes when you live on the plus side. Towing is subject to a 7-day waiting period. Terms and conditions apply. Service is only available from AAA and CAA in North America.
Here at The Fan, we give you 14 hours of live and local programming every day. We care about you. We live and work in your community. Except Bo Bishop. He won't tell us where the hell he is. Your live and local station. Except Bo. The Fan.
Have you ever told a friend?
Oh, I'm fine.
When you really felt?
Just so overwhelmed.
Or sent a text?
Can't sleep. Are you awake?
When you couldn't find the words to say?
I'm scared to be alone with my thoughts right now.
Then this is your sign to reach out to the 988 Lifeline for 24/7 free confidential support. You don't have to hide how you feel. Text, call, or chat anytime.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Sunny out there today, but it is cold. Wind chills in the single digits. Enjoy the sunshine today because it will be wet and rainy on your Saturday. Tomorrow's high 42. Flash flood watches have been issued for parts of central and southern Ohio. Snow on Sunday morning could see upwards of an inch. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecasts on 97.1 The Fan.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. Heading to work? Keep listening to the guys at the office.
Stream the show at 971thefan.com or download the Fan app.
This is Morning Juice.
I've got an update for everybody out there. You're thinking one of these weeks I may put up a goose egg, but not with my good friends with Awaken 180. Stepped on the scale a couple of days ago, 48 pounds down, 49, 48 or 49, somewhere in there. But let's put the weight aside. I've stopped snoring thanks to Awaken 180. And what does that mean? I actually sleep through the better in the night. I don't feel like I wake up and get beaten up by Meredith, which is also a very nice thing. I can run around, play with Willie, jump off the ground and not have my body explode. It does.
Don't rub it in my face.
It does. It's just I'm old. I'm older, so that happens. But it feels a little bit better.
I'm going to get back to it.
Getting up and down off of the ground for sure. But I'm also, I know it's about the number and losing the weight, but making me win in every other area of my life. Adult beverages still on the table for the weekend. Very pumped about that. Let them show you how easy it is and give Awaken 180 a call. 844-346-1800. That is 844-346-1800. Or online at awaken180weightloss.com. What was your combine experience like? I know we were just talking about 15 guys. If all 15 guys of those who were invited to the combine from Ohio State, they ultimately go on to be drafted, will tie Georgia for the most in a single year in NFL draft history for a single program.
Yeah, my combine was a little different because I was injured. I've had a lot of injury issues, especially in high school, or not high school, but especially in college. So when I was getting ready for the combine, I was coming back from a groin tear that I had against Wisconsin, and then just other, bumps and bruises. So all I did was the test, the Wanderlick test, and the interviews. But they get you going to all these doctors' rooms. It's a wild experience. You're just funneled into these doctors' rooms. You stand in the middle of the room. The doctors are looking at your sheets. And then they might have like a table in the middle of the room where they move your hips around or move your shoulder around or ask you questions about this.
Are they league doctors or are these team doctors?
Team doctors.
So you have 32 different doctors.
Yeah,
there.
It's a funky
32
experience.
Different teams of doctors, I'm sure.
Then they get you to there's this half stage where you go up there, they measure your hand, they measure your arms, they measure your height, You're just in compression shorts. You walk out to the front of the stage and you just stand on the scale, and there's silence all around you. Brandon, I started laughing. That's probably why I slid a little bit, because I got up there. I was like, "What is this? This is the funkiest thing I've ever been a part of." It was.
Mike Ditka infamously called it a human meat market.
It was, yes. I've never felt more like cattle than at the combine. But then you get to the interview process, which is grueling. You know, like, I had a good agent, so they kind of set us up for success when it came to trying to talk us through some of it. But there's only so much you can prepare someone for this process where you've got all these teams representatives sitting in a room, funneling around with the guys, being like, hey, you know, we want to talk to you later in one of the suites or whatever like that. So then you go to one of the suites and you walk into a room. It's like 18 guys from a team. They got your tape on the TV, and they're just grilling you, asking you ridiculous questions, see how you handle pressure.
Loaf,
all that. Literally, I had to play, I can't remember what game it was. It might have been a Michigan State game my senior year. But they, like, picked the worst play that I had all season. They're like, why did you do this? Explain this to us. It's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't remember what I said. But it's just, they're just trying to make you uncomfortable. They're trying to see how you respond. Do you take accountability for, you know, bad plays? How do you respond to bad situations? What's going on through your head? And so, I mean, it makes sense. They're preparing to spend a lot of money on guys.
Yeah.
So they want to know who they're getting. But it's just, you're off. You get up at, I think, 5:30 each morning. Then you have activities throughout the day until maybe 10 o'clock at night. The interviews usually end 10 or 11. For some guys, it's longer if they're, like, really in demand or there are a lot of questions about them. And it's a grueling 3 days mentally. Physically, you have to be careful because back in Indy, it would be real dry. Yeah. And so that's a great way to tear a muscle. And there was always one or two people who during the events would tear something because they're not used to having to hydrate in a specific way to be able to handle dry air and to be able to handle not having a lot of warm-up time. So it's just, I'm wishing all these guys luck. But they're going to get to experience that human meat market.
Yeah. So, I mean, Bob and AJ tell a story that they basically, I think Schleg's like went in first, and maybe it was to the Jets or I forget which team. Saints. I think it was the Saints were interviewing, and they did Schleg's, and then they did Bob, and then they did AJ, like back to back to back. Teammates here, we know their story, and maybe we can ask AJ about this at 8:30, and I'm sure Bob will tell the story when he comes back. But they were like pitting them against each other on like one play. It's like, hey, why did you do this? And then, like, Bob walked in the room, and Schlegel obviously said, well, here's what happened. And Bob walked in the room, it's like, hey, Schlegel just told us that, you know, you saw this, and this is why you decided to do that. And he's like, just throw me under the bus. And like, started, like, pitting each other against people. So, yeah, it's just, I've heard it's a crazy experience.
Wild experience.
And, yeah, it sounds like it's very long.
I will say this, though, Brandon. I still have the highest D-line Wanderlich score of all time.
Do you?
I don't know how high that bar is. But that's my pride and joy from the combine. Was I have the highest D-line Wanderlich score of all time. I was close to having the highest score of all time.
What's that like?
What, having the highest score of a bunch of...
No, just the test. What's that?
Oh, it's not too bad. It's if you can handle tests.
What is it?
Oh, it's like 50 questions. You have 12 minutes to answer 50 questions. And they're not necessarily super difficult, but they get harder as they go. But it's like basic math, basic geometry, basic reading comprehension. And then they just get a little tricky from time to time. And when I was leading up to it, I was getting 50, I was getting like 49 or 50 out of 50 in like 6.5 minutes. But then we took the test at 7:30 a.m. and I wasn't at my best.
What was your score?
43 out of 50. I'm telling you, I think it was one of the highest scores of the Wanderlich.
That's cooking, man.
So if they wanted, I also don't think that played in my favor because you don't necessarily want like a super, super smart defensive lineman.
Why?
Our job is not to think. Our job is to go get the ball.
See ball, get ball.
It is literally, that is the motto of D lineman is go hunt. And so when you're thinking a whole bunch, that's not what you need to do.
I'm overthinking. Boom. Got clocked by a tackle coming off on the blind side. Yeah, best luck to those guys. I can't believe you got a 43 on your Wanderlich. That's great.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could perform in. So I'm like, I'm going to do the best I can. And like I said, you know, I don't know if that was actually beneficial. I bet it would have been better to get like a 30 or something.
25.
Yeah, 25. They'd be like, oh, this guy's smart.
That's right in the
this
middle.
D lineman can read.
This guy right in the middle of the wheelhouse. What do you make of the offseason tour that Joe Burrow is doing and coming out and publicly putting pressure on the Bengals to spend money? So we know their situation. T. Higgins, not under contract. He's going to become a free agent. They did the franchise tag on him last year, which I know that no NFL players like. The team is saying, okay, we'll see. We're not willing to give you in the future. We're willing to pay you guaranteed money, top 5 average, because we think so much of you, but we're not willing to give you a contract extension into the future. You've got Jamar Chase, who is up for a contract, which he won the Triple Crown this year in receiving. Obviously had a very good year down in Cincinnati. You've got Trey Hendrickson out there, who is asked for a trade last offseason and then a contract extension. He's playing above that. He ultimately did sign that contract, though. You got, I believe, Gerald Everett a couple of days ago requested a trade out of Cincinnati. Sheldon Rankins is going to go by the wayside down there. There's a lot going on with the Bengals because you look at the last couple of years for them, Mike, has been disappointing, to say the least. I mean, Joe Burrow's second year in the league. He gets hurt that first year, misses time. Second year, bounces back. They go to the Super Bowl. And then they've had slow starts. They've gotten into the playoffs. They've lost a game here and there. And then last year, ultimately not even getting in to the playoffs.
Listen, I get it. I can understand why Joe's frustrated. I mean, coming off of the year he had last year, for the team's success to be so low while he's having what arguably an MVP year, I can see why he's frustrated. He came from Ohio State to then have one of the greatest seasons, if not the greatest season of college football with LSU, to then go to the Bengals and have immediate success. Like you said, he got hurt the first year, but then they go to the Super Bowl in his second year. That's his expectation. He's not expecting to break 500 games. He's expecting to win a Super Bowl. So I can see why he's frustrated. But then you see some of his comments. I'm reading this from an article from Mike Florio. You can convert some of the money to a signing bonus, which will lower the cap hit. You can push some of the money to the back of the end of the contract. That lowers the cap hit. And then when you get to the back end of the contract, you can restructure it and convert it to a signing bonus. You can also just take less money. Thanks for the advice. I don't need it. Like if I'm a GM or I'm a coach, I appreciate how good Joe Burrow is. Do your job. Trust us to do our job.
But he is doing his job.
He is. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Like I said, I'm not faulting Joe Burrow's frustration. I 100% get it. It is hard to go from a winning program to be fighting for your life, doing everything that you're supposed to do, and it feels like the management is not getting it done. I get it. I haven't been in that situation in the NFL because I was not Joe Burrow's level, but you want to keep winning. Football is a hard sport. It's a painful sport. It takes a lot. You give everything to it to year in and year out, then start seeing the pieces around you falling away. That's frustrating. It's scary for him. He's got a good team. He's got a good group of guys that he likes. He doesn't want to see them, spread to the winds and have to restructure all this stuff. But at the same time, like it just creates a battle of egos because he's got the juice in Cincinnati.
Of course. It
just creates a battle of egos with these other guys who maybe the GM could do better. Maybe the ownership could make better decisions. Maybe the coach could be better. But when you start speaking publicly on the issues that are in the building, it gets dicey.
He wants to keep his guys in the locker room. He wants to keep T. Higgins.
Yeah. He does. I mean, so like I said, I have no issues with him saying that. It just makes things a little testy.
And I don't know if T. Higgins is in a situation where the way that he's been treated by management and not giving him a contract extension, because guess what? The price keeps going up. Salary cap's not going down.
Yeah.
Talked about that a couple of years ago coming off COVID. We knew that was a thing where the cap went down and then it was going to go up because we talk about, look at the ratings, look at the revenue, look at the X amount of dollars that the NFL brings in. It's getting more expensive by the day and by the year to sign players to contract extensions.
And Joe's still a young guy. I don't know if he's fully experienced that NFL thing where you go into the facility and your friend's gone. Just snap of the fingers. They're moving people around. They're cutting people. I think he's still pretty new to that. And I'm sure he's had guys that he's seen get cut or whatever. But these are his guys that are going to other places now. And so I can understand he doesn't want that. You do build friendships in the league, but at any point the team might move on from him.
You got to get that Jamar Chase contract done.
Yeah, that's the most important. Like,
You've
that's the
got
most
to do
important.
that.
Yeah.
You have got to make sure that is done this offseason. And then maybe you hit on a draft pick like that. I know that Burton's not really working out for him down there, but you've got to do something because you got to keep him happy.
If Joe Burrow was just worried about making sure he was surrounded by weapons, I think maybe he's got a great relationship with T. Higgins. You can find another receiver to fill that role. Maybe not to the same level, but as long as you've got Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, your offense is going to hum. Now you maybe go build that defense. That could use some help. Maybe work on special teams. Maybe rebuild the O-line, have a solid O-line in there.
Yeah.
But you know that your offense is going to be okay if you've got Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase.
Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda, he's going to join us here in 2 minutes. We'll talk some CBJ and Four Nations with him next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Friday. Still watching 270 southbound shut down at the 33-270 split in Dublin, all the way down to Cemetery Road. Again, all of those lanes currently closed as crews work to clear up a crash from overnight. And I-71 southbound, we've got lanes blocked off just past Morse Road. Again, that's on I-71 southbound. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling.
Getting cold feet? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text GRIT to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text GRIT to 42424. That's GRIT to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
It's a celebration of savings at Giant Eagle. Join us for My Perks Appreciation Days on February 21st and 22nd. Earn bonus perks on groceries and gas at Giant Eagle, Market District, and Gecko. Visit gianteagle.com/appreciation for details.
For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. Choose from classic 3-cheese, pepperoni, or extreme meat pizza. Save big with a $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 3/4/25. See app for full terms.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Keep on swiping that card, baby. Keep on swiping that card. Charge it to winning. This is Morning Juice.
That we know of.
Coming up 1 hour away from right now, AJ Hawk, he's going to join the program. All kinds of good stuff to get into with him. Hey, special time, not a special day for our guys.
Morning Juice presents Talking Jackets.
Now it's Bean Jenner along the end boards, and he stuffs it behind Peter Mrazek for the score.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
12 extra minutes of sleep as we head out to the hotline, checking with our guy, Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda. Jeff, what did you use? What did you do in those 12 minutes?
You nailed it. I slept. It was great. So very excited to get that extra 12 minutes, and I appreciate the gift from you, Beamer.
How have the Four Nations break been treating you, Jeff? I mean, I know you're working, I know you're watching, I know that you guys are still going to the building, but how's it been for you to just get a little bit of a respite here from the grind of the NHL season?
Yeah, it's been awesome, and I did not heed the advice of pretty much all of the Blue Jackets not named Zach Werenski, who went somewhere warm and sunny for the break. I'm still here in Columbus, Ohio, but it's been nice to kind of refuel the tank, and it's going to be a sprint to the finish coming up. And not just the finish, but events like the NHL Stadium Series and things like that. Starting next week, it's 2 weeks away as of tomorrow. So it's the NHL gets here over the weekend. It's going to be coming up here pretty quickly. Not just that, but then the rest of the playoff chase. So it's going to be a fun couple months here to be a Blue Jackets fan, I would say. So enjoying the time right now and ready to get back at it here shortly.
Jeff, have you been tuning into the Four Nations? Have you had that chance?
Yeah, I think it's been great. Going into it, I wasn't 100% sure what to expect, but once you watch the first game, the Canada-Sweden game the other night, I was like, okay, this is fun. Like, how could you not enjoy this? And then watching Team USA and Zach Werenski last night, it's fun to see these guys put the international sweaters back on, put their country's colors back on, and play for it. You can tell that it means something to them. And so, yeah, it's been fun to watch so far, in my opinion.
It was certainly nice last night for Team USA to have the Kachuk brothers on the same team as you instead of going against them, Jeff. And then you had mentioned Zach Werenski, and I saw your tweet last night, like the advanced metrics on Zach's game, and it doesn't take a hockey expert to look at that and break all that down. Most time on the ice by anyone last night between USA and Finland, and then 3 points as well for Big Z. So it looks like the form that he's been in for the Blue Jackets has continued to carry over with his USA teammates.
Yeah, absolutely. And, just watching the game last night, he played the same way with Team USA that he's played for the Blue Jackets this year. And as I posted, he just makes it look so easy. It's just the never panicked, never, chasing the game or anything like that. It just seems like he always has it under control. And, Blue Jackets fans have talked all season about him in the Norris Trophy, and he certainly deserves to be in the conversation. And if he wins it or not, and if he doesn't win it, it's because the other guys are really darn good too. Cale Makar and Quinn Hughes have had excellent seasons. And so, I'm not going to throw a fit or anything if Zach doesn't win it, but he
do it, Jeff. Throw a fit. Someone needs to throw a fit. You start it.
Yeah, that's fair. But the thing that separates him from the other guys is that that maybe they're a little bit more dynamic, but he makes it look so easy. As I said, he's just never panicked. The way he plays the game, he looks like he can play 30, 35 minutes a game. And he has at times this year. It's just so fun to watch him, and I think it's great that he's getting this opportunity. First of all, for him, because I think that it means a lot to him to put on the red, white, and blue and play in a tournament like this. But it's also great for him from the aspect of people around the league now getting a chance to watch him play against the best in the world and still produce. I think it's a great opportunity for everybody who maybe doesn't get a chance to watch him on a nightly basis to see just how good he is.
Jeff, what are you looking for from this Blue Jackets team when they come back off this break?
Yeah, the first thing is going to be health. It's going to be interesting to see who's ready to go. I think Boone Jenner is going to be coming back on the other side of this. Probably Dante Fabro as well. Kirill Marchenko may not be out terribly long, hopefully, with the injury that he had. So, those are three things right there that you'd like to see when you get back on the ice. And then, the Monahans and the Goodranssons down the road, and hopefully Chinikov as well. So, that would be a great thing because we saw the last couple of games, they just weren't the same team with the injuries they had. So if you can get some guys healthy, that's going to help a lot. And then just kind of getting back to that game that they played, in January when they had such a successful month, just keeping it simple. You're not going to outscore teams a ton down the stretch here. You have to play that simple game, that defense-focused game that we saw them really excel at when they had one of the best Januaries in team history. So they're going to try to get back to that, and hopefully they're able to do so. And it's nice to have they're back on the ice on Wednesday, so they've got 3 practices before they play the Blackhawks next Saturday. So, let's see them get healthy. Let's see them kind of tune the game in and see if they can finish strong here.
He is Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Have you talked to Boone? Like, how excited is he to get back? Because obviously this team has gone through a lot, Jeff, throughout the offseason and into the season, and I don't think that if you polled anybody at the beginning of the year, you would have expected the Jackets to be currently where they're at in the standings. And the guy who represents the city best out of anyone in that roster, he's got the captainship of the team. Boone Jenner hasn't played a game yet this year. Have you talked to him? Like, how excited is he to kind of finally get back here with the guys?
Yeah, definitely very excited. I mean, this is a guy that lives to play hockey. Yeah. The archetype of a hockey player. So it's been very difficult for him to miss the time. But I think the one thing that was cool to talk to him about was, as you mentioned, this team sticking in the race. Just how proud he's been of this team. And it sucks for both him and the team that he's not been able to be out there. But for leaders to step up and players to step up and see this team grow. He talked about how much he's enjoyed watching that, and now he's likely, it seems, going to get a chance to be a part of that on the ice on the other side of the break here. So yeah, he's absolutely chomping at the bit, and I think it would mean a lot to get him. Especially since Sean Monahan has gone down. Just having that veteran presence, having that guy that can win face-offs, having someone that they haven't committed, but I can't imagine he's not going to play center when he gets back. Just to add to the depth of that position, it'll mean a lot to him. It'll mean a lot to this team to get him back on the ice, I would say.
Jeff, I'm going to pivot a little bit. Brandon and I have been going back and forth the last couple days trying to figure out what the best sandwich in Columbus is. What's your take on that? What is your favorite sandwich in Columbus?
Ooh, man, that's a great question. Put me on the spot here.
If you have to give a top three, you can do that too.
Yeah.
If that makes it easier.
Yeah, but Beamer, you should have texted me this last night, so I would have to.
I thought for sure. You were just firing off the hip, Jeff, that you could answer this in live time.
Yeah, man, that's a great question.
You're not always thinking about sandwiches?
I'm not, no, as it turns out.
Must just be me.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think of like a good, I love a good hot chicken sandwich. I'm trying to think of like some of the better ones I've had. But can I come back next week? Because I'm just absolutely failing at this.
You seem like, you're a Grandview guy. You seem like a big C Senor kind of fella.
I do love C Senor. That is true. That's a great answer. And especially because there's one right across from the arena now. So, I can have that for lunch on a regular basis. That chicken club there is tremendous. So
ask for some bacon on that chicken club. It really spruces it up.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a great idea. And so that I might have to do that for lunch today.
There you go.
My answer, Jeff, was like a Warriors. Like their chicken Caesar's pretty good. And I know you guys have one right across the arena from you. Down there. You guys are living in Sandwich Haven down there. And then, Mike, what you went with the Fox's?
Fox's Reuben on egg everything.
Was his answer. So we had all kinds of good stuff. Come back to that next week when we have you on at your regular time. You'll have an entire week to think about it. We'll have some Jackets practices in the book. Who do you have winning the Four Nations before we get you out of here?
I can't say anyone but Team USA after the way they played last night, right? So, and we are living in the USA. So, and we got Z on the team, so I'm going to go with USA.
Yeah, Mike picked Canada for everybody out there who is wondering. Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for jumping on with us. Enjoy your open weekend. Enjoy the rest of the break, buddy, and we'll check in again next Friday and talk some hockey, all right?
All right, sounds good, guys, and I'll think about those sandwiches.
There he goes, our guy, Jackets insider Jeff Svoboda with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We're going to get Juice next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, southbound lanes of 270 have reopened in the Dublin-Hilliard area, but still watch for crews on I-270 southbound just past Tuttle Crossing as they clear up an issue from overnight. Also still watching slow-moving traffic on 71 southbound just past Cook Road. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinderer Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting HindererMotorCompany.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Ohio State Buckeye fans, it's time for the annual Pink Game with Ohio State women's basketball. Join us February 17th at 12 p.m. at the Shot to cheer on the Buckeyes as they take on Iowa in a thrilling matchup. Don't miss out on themed games, unforgettable fan experiences, and ultimate Buckeye traditions. Buy your tickets and gear up for game day at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
At NJM Insurance, we like to think of ourselves as a symphony. We start with a foundation of doing the right thing. Then we layer in dedicated reps whose priority is you. Add in excellent discount programs. And last, but certainly not least, we put our policyholders first. And the reason we don't use jingles or mascots is because it's just not us. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Attention hockey fans, score the ultimate experience powered by Verizon. Verizon is giving 2 lucky winners the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium on March 1st. Plus 50 participants will have a chance to win a $50 gift card. Just stop by a participating Columbus Verizon store by February 18th to enter. Get your shot at this unforgettable experience. Hurry to a participating Columbus Verizon store today to enter.
Must be legal U.S. resident of Ohio, age 18 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit 971thefan.com/Verizon.
Come in. Joe, I wasn't expecting to see you. Why does everybody say that? I came to congratulate you. No joke. Well, it was a hard-fought campaign.
Campaign? I'm talking about $5 at Great Lakes Kia.
Great Lakes Kia, where new Kias are less than lunch.
Brand new Kias, $5 a day. I'm being serious right now.
Only at Great Lakes Kia.
Guess what? And by the way, get 0% financing for 72 months.
Lease new 25 Kia Sorrentos LX, just $5 a day. And we love that third-row seating, don't we?
And new K4s, LXS, just $5 a day. No joke.
Even new K5s, LXS, just $5 a day at Great Lakes Kia.
But what about credit? Come on, man.
If you've got a job, you ride $5 a day.
Here's the deal. Go to Great Lakes Kia.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia. GreatLakesKia.com.
My first home was $5. Not kidding around.
Tax and tag to qualified buyers. Visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
This promo is for anyone who likes baseball or America or Terry Francona's scooter. The Reds are on the Fan. Catch all 162 games here on the Fan and 1460 ESPN Columbus and the Fan's HD2. Your home for Reds baseball, the Fan.
There are some things you wouldn't mind being stuck with, like a large unexpected inheritance. An always on the verge of death phone that has to be plugged in just right so it charges is not one of those things. Switch to Verizon and we'll pay off your old phone. Up to $800 via prepaid MasterCard so you can get a new one. Just trade in any phone from our top brands on any unlimited plan. With new line on My Plan. Additional terms apply for trade-in and pay off your phone offer. See Verizon.com for details.
What if your limited inventory had unlimited potential? What if your biggest risk was not taking one? What if you could make every move matter? Bank of America's Business Solutions can help bring your biggest what-ifs within reach. Find out how our digital tools, cutting-edge insights, and trusted expertise can work for your business. What would you like the power to do? Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank sponsor of FIFA World Cup 2026.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Columbus, Worthington, Air, and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
What's the going rate for a good babysitter? Also, Shark needs a raise. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Michael Bennett hanging out in studio with us here on a Friday. And this time, every single day, we get juiced.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Michael, it's a Friday. You've reached the end of your work week. Well, not really. You got to go into work after this, but
got to go into work after this. Probably have to catch up on some stuff this weekend. But yeah, the grueling part of the week is done. But unfortunately, the fun part of the week is done too. After today, I won't be back on the radio for a little while. Who knows?
Yeah, you're always welcome back.
Pop in on you guys.
Sure.
Just drop in and start talking crazy.
Just whatever you want, whenever you want.
Seems like I'm the only person that has sandwiches on the mind at all time. Like, is that a weird thing? I feel like I thought it was normal to be wondering where the best sandwiches are. I think that's normal. I don't know if it is, Brandon. I think
Jeff thought of you as a lunatic.
Well, Jeff had hockey on the mind. Like that's what his job is. That's what he's doing. He came in here is like they're going to ask me a bunch of hockey questions, and then
he should know better. Sometimes we don't ask any hockey questions with him.
But sandwiches, I want to know. I want to know. Oh, I think it's called Newfangleds. Have you had those sandwiches?
No.
They're meatloaf sandwiches.
Ooh.
I can't remember. They're out east.
Slabbage.
They are very, very good. I forgot about them. Newfangleds.
Newfangled Kitchen, Main
Yeah.
Street, Bexley.
Yeah. Solid sandwiches. See? Can't help myself. But I'm putting out the good words. So if anybody's like, oh, where am I going to go for lunch?
The Fang. Yeah, they're all just meatloaf sandwiches.
They're delicious.
And they've got like Reubens and different kinds of stuff too.
I've only had, they got like the Diavolo or something like that. Diablo. I don't know what it's called.
Lucifer's Hammer.
Lucifer's Hammer is really good.
Warm meatloaf, lettuce, tomato, jalapenos, pepper jack, Diablo sauce, toasted bun.
Solid, man.
Do they have a good I would assume their meatloaf is pretty good.
Yeah, it's the cornerstone. It's the cornerstone of their shop. Ma! The meatloaf! I don't know what she's doing back there.
That's a pretty strong indication that you have some great meatloaf if you're just willing to sell meatloaf sandwiches.
It's good meatloaf. I mean, you hear meatloaf sandwich, that sounds kind of crazy.
Sounds weird.
But if you just think about it as a tender burger, that's all it is it's a burger that's just a little juicier.
My grandma for the longest time, and she hasn't made these in years. And it's something that if you describe to someone, they're like, ugh, that doesn't sound very good. But like a Salisbury steak, like just like ground up meat, mystery meat. Kind of.
All right.
So she makes them. They're called gravy burgers. So it'll be like those Salisbury steak consistency items. And I'm not really even sure like what the meat is. And then it's like a brown gravy that she puts in them. They bake or they cook in the crock pot all day. And then you put those bad boys on a bun with just some white onion and pickles. It's like one of the best things ever.
It sounds delicious.
And I don't know if it's because I grew up eating it. Like it's probably a little bit of nostalgia when I eat it because I don't. The last time I probably had it was a decade ago, 10 years ago, but it is so good. And it's one of those things that I'm explaining to Shark, and he's like, that sounds gross. Like,
it's not for, not everything's for everybody.
Bun, that's really good.
It's just like a regular 59 cent hamburger bun is the way that we would do it.
I feel like the last 3 days has been just a masterclass in showing why it's so hard to lose weight. Brandon's been working his tail off, losing a bunch of weight, eating healthier, eating cleaner. And then he gets his friend to come in and sit on the radio for 3 days.
No, it's
and
actually
talk food.
It's good. It's good for me because I do dream about it.
You know what I mean?
Meredith the other day, I forget where she was at. She came home, had some dinner, and it was like McDonald's. And I'm like, you need to get that bag because I smell. As soon as she walked in the door, I could smell the bag of fries. Like, it's a very distinct oil smell from the McDonald's. I could smell it. I'm like, you need to get out of here. Eat it in the other room or something.
It's the hardest part is your environment just keeps pumping these delicious foods in your face.
Instagram algorithm. It's just all pasta and sandwiches and good stuff.
You've been sending me those reels.
I know.
Like, I know this guy's going through it.
I am struggling.
But you've held strong. What's it been like?
10 weeks?
10 weeks. You've held strong.
Yeah,
Done a
10
great
weeks.
job.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Sharky, what Schlegg's got to say this morning?
You have Larry Combs, one at every level that there is.
Larry Combs or Kerry Combs?
No, you misheard me. Now you digress me again, Beam. That's what you do, man.
He said Kerry. You just sounded like a Larry.
Everybody heard Kerry Combs. I was the only one.
You're the only one.
Watched a lot of the Genesis Invitational yesterday, and I couldn't help but think about our boy Austin Ward out there at Disneyland yesterday. It was spitting rain. The wind was blowing. It was cold. The guys, you're in Southern California. You think the guys are going to be wearing short sleeve golf shirts. No, they were wearing long sleeve, heavy shirts or windbreaker jackets. And it was kind of brutal out there. Austin and his family, I'm sure they were not wearing shorts when they visited Disneyland yesterday. I feel bad for him. That is a bummer. And then you guys were talking about the Joe Burrow situation, wondering why the Bengals aren't re-signing their best players. In 2003, Cincinnati drafted Carson Palmer, Heisman Trophy winner, #1 pick out of Southern Cal.
I've been refusing to mention his name.
Well,
Not a Carson Palmer guy?
He became the face of the franchise, made a couple Pro Bowls, finished 5th in the MVP voting one year, and then he just got fed up with the front office and said, I'm not going to play here anymore, and they had no choice but to trade him. Fast forward to 2020, Joe Burrow, also #1 overall pick, also Heisman Trophy winner. He goes #1 to the Bengals. Very good career so far. He's made Pro Bowls. He's finished high in the MVP voting.
Also #9.
And yesterday, Mike Tannenbaum was talking about on ESPN if Joe Burrow's days are numbered in Cincinnati, and I thought, no way.
I felt like it wasn't like what you said, it was how you said it, and I thought Joe Burrow had shades of Carson Palmer. I just felt like, why would he say it? Because I agree, like the details, I kind of get the sense of like, hey, like we're a good team. Like we have really good players. What are we doing? Like the way Joe Burrow is constituted, I think he's his own guy, and I don't think he's beholden to the norms of just saying the right thing indiscriminately. Like, I think he feels like, what's going on here? Like, why are we not keeping our own players?
Now, I don't think he's at that point yet. I would hope he's not. I know he loves Cincinnati.
Signed a contract extension last year.
Yeah, loves playing at home. Deshaun Watson signed that long contract extension too, and then he requested a trade. He didn't request a trade. He demanded a trade or else. I don't think Joe's going to do that, but it's got to make Bengals fans a little bit nervous. And then what really has me juiced, Megan, my daughter Megan, and her husband Jake are going out for Valentine's Day. And so Pia is spending the night with us. And I always look forward to having a little Pia. I always look forward to her waking me up at about 6 o'clock. She's always happy when she gets up. She always has a smile on her face. And so Jan says, I'll go get her. And I'm like, no, I'm going to go get her.
That's the best 3 minutes of your day.
It is.
After they wake up from either a nap or in the morning. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if it's the oxytocin is just running through their body.
They're so happy to see you.
Yes, they are.
And then they become needy. I want to eat. But, looking forward to that, Beamer.
I'm looking forward to joining Megan and Jake on date night tonight and dropping Willie off with you.
Okay.
All right. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Can we do that?
Play date with Pia.
Yeah, that'll be fine. We've got nothing going on tonight, Sharky. Maybe we'll come up. We'll hang out with Pia. That'll be good. Super excited about, this weekend, get to spend some time with Willie. Was not feeling great yesterday. You can always tell as a parent, too. Like, when they're 100%, they're running around like the Energizer Bunny. When they're not, like, he's probably 70%. His cough was a little bit worse yesterday. But the funny part was, like, I put him to bed, did normal time. My mom came up last night. Like, she's giving him a bath. She's loving that. And then he goes to bed. She leaves. Again, it's 7:30 bedtime in our house. And last night, he was probably down 5 minutes early, around 7:25. And so he would be asleep, or what looked to be asleep on the monitor, face down, not moving at all. He would cough. It would wake him up. And then he would just laugh for like 2 minutes. So I don't know what he was looking at in his room, but Shark, it was every 15 minutes we were repeating this process where it felt like he had got a nap in. He woke up, was super happy for 2 or 3 minutes, and then would just go right back to sleep. And every time I opened that door, Dad, I'm like, no, we're not. This isn't the situation this isn't wake up time yet. It is 8:12. You need to go to bed. So hopefully he's feeling a little bit better today. So haven't got any indications or reports that it's any different. It's got me fired up. It's good to spend the whole weekend with him. I can tell you from firsthand experience that math is hard. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are still watching crews clear out a crash from overnight on 270 southbound, just past Tuttle Crossing. Watch for the right lanes blocked off over there. And 71 southbound, also still a little slow moving from a crash just past Morse Road. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by Great Lakes Kia. Brand new Kias for less than lunch. From just $5 a day. Great cars, great people. Great Lakes Kia. Visit GreatLakesKia.com.
Attention lovebirds. Valentine's Day is almost here, and Diamonds Direct has the gifts to wow your special someone. From dazzling diamonds and trending gold to vibrant gemstones, pearls, even timepieces. With hundreds of stunning styles under $1,000 and an exquisite collection of one-of-a-kind luxury pieces. Make your moment unforgettable. The best selection, value, and service are waiting for you. Make this Valentine's unforgettable with fine jewelry for every budget. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Hey, it's Anthony. I got to tell you, when you don't have the support you need, it affects everything. Feet, knees, hips, back, even your mood. I finally went to the Good Feet store, and once I was personally fitted for my arch supports, I felt a ton better. I will never wear another pair of shoes again without sliding in my personally fit Good Feet arch supports. That's because they help me eliminate my foot pain. It's such a good feeling knowing that I can be on my feet and not worrying about I'm going to wake up with low back pain or feel a weakness somewhere. I trust the Good Feet store because for more than 30 years, they've helped thousands of people just like me get back to feeling comfort on a daily basis. They take pleasure in that. And it's their personal 3-step system designed to support, balance, and strengthen your feet that guides them into their ideal position. I'm the proof. I wear them every day, even when I'm biking at the gym. So go in, take the free test walk at the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City or goodfeet.com.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
Next on Metro's Nada Yada Island podcast.
I almost fainted when the 4 new bombshells arrived. 4 free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G phones at Metro.
No way.
And finding out the 4th line is free. Oh, things got heated.
That's wild. Join Metro and get 4 free Samsung 5G phones. Only at Metro.
Plus tax. Bring 4 numbers and an ID and sign up for any Metro Flex plan. Not available currently at T-Mobile or been with Metro in the past 180 days.
I'm Rick Reichert. Our customers drive from Springfield, Cincinnati, even Akron for Reichert Ford's President's Day Super Sale. The entire Reichert Ford team has been working double time to stock more vehicles and slash even more prices. And we're dealing. Lease new 2024 hybrid F-150s for just $599 a month for 36 months. 0 down. Or lease new 2024 Bronco Sport for just $399 a month for 36 months. Also, 0 down. And every new Ford comes with Reichert Ford's exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty. So don't drive all over Ohio going to smaller dealers with fewer vehicles at higher prices. Reichert Ford's President's Day Super Sale is on now at the largest volume Ford dealer in Ohio at Route 33 and Hamilton Road, 2 minutes off 270, and at ReichertFord.com. Based on 2024 Ford report for total new retail sales. Cincinnati region, leases on approved credit. No security deposit required. Ends 3/1. Come in now.
Get the right car at Reichert.
We're dealing.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports.
Good morning. I'm Mark the Shark with 2.5 minutes to go in the game at Value City Arena. The 9th-ranked Ohio State women led Minnesota by 12 points. But the Gophers finished the fourth quarter on a 13-1 run to send the game to overtime. In the extra session, OSU outscored Minnesota 13-10 to pull out an 87-84 victory. Cody McMahon scored 25 points for the Buckeyes. There are no more undefeated teams in Division I women's basketball. Top-ranked UCLA was beaten by number 6 USC 71-60. The Bruins fall to 23-1. In hockey at the Four Nations face-off in Montreal, the Tkachuk brothers, Matthew and Brady, each scored 2 goals as Team USA defeated Finland 6-1. Blue Jackets defenseman Zach Werenski had 3 assists. The Sports Center is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Enjoy rates as low as 9.9% APR with a Visa Platinum credit card. Apply at bmifcu.org/visa.
In high school, Bobby was a district swimming finalist. Also, Beamer still wears floaties. This is Morning Juice.
Hour 3 for us here on a Friday. Mike Bennett in studio with us. Final hour of the week. Bob will be back with us on Monday. Coming up here later this hour, around 8:30 this morning, AJ Hawk. He's going to join the program.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, the largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard in Central Ohio. And everything you need for the master griller.
Buckeye women's hoops was looking good last night, and then it was looking dicey. Had a 12-point lead with 2.5 minutes-ish left to go in the game. Game gets tied up. You go to overtime. 3-point victory, though, for the Buckeyes. 87-84 84. I'm at that point of the season. I don't care what games look like as long as you come out with a victory.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You just got to get it done at the end of the day, and that's what they're doing.
Here's Kevin McGuff. Here's a couple of clips from him last night after blowing the lead, looking good, and then ultimately salvaging the win. How did they do that?
It's been just the story of our season. We have such great stretches and then just such disastrous ones. And so, we made a couple plays there late to get the win. And so I like the fact that we kept fighting. I thought we had the right people in it there at the end to make the plays we made. So we got that right. But, boy, we got to clean a lot of stuff up if we want to be who we're capable of being.
Consistency is one of the things that he's looking at as well.
It's very frustrating. And because we have a chance to really finish up the season in a big way and in strong fashion. But we have got to be much more consistent than we are right now. And I think this game is just a great example of it. We had great stretches in this game, and then we had just ones where you just question what we were even thinking of. But so hey, we got to keep pushing in practice and see where we get to.
Iowa at home on Monday, 12 p.m. start for a President's Day special. So weird little tip time for them, but that's a Monday nooner for you. Men's basketball team in action Sunday against Michigan at 1 o'clock. 12 o'clock coverage will begin for us right here on The Fan. Then the Four Nations last night. We were watching Canada getting the win the night before against Sweden. USA taking on Finland. I went to bed. It was 1-1 deep into the second period. Turned the TV off. I'm like, I'll see if they win coming out of the game. And then I got up this morning and I saw that the final score was 6-1. Like, what happened in that third period?
Yeah, the States really turned it up on them. I think everybody knew that the United States was a powerful team coming into this Four Nations competition. Finland wasn't the best, but I don't know if anybody was predicting 6-1. That's just a routing.
It's a nice thing to have the Kachuk brothers on your team. And by the way, Zach Werenski, highest amount of time on ice from anybody on the ice last night for the two teams, and that surprises no one because he is one of the best players in the league. He's being recognized as such, and he's being recognized as such, being able to wear the stars and stripes. A great performance. Big one tomorrow, 8 o'clock, USA versus Canada.
I'm tuning in.
That is going to be a hostile environment at the Bell Center. I was up in Montreal. They were already on the Finns last night, the crowd was.
Yeah.
And so I can't imagine what that's going to be like. It's going to be a great experience, though. I'll be tuning into that for sure. 8 o'clock tomorrow, USA versus Canada. Coming up here a little bit later on. So you can always watch the show on YouTube. Got some interactions from the chat, Mike, about your sandwiches.
Got some good recommendations.
Yeah, you have been championing the people to recommend their best sandwiches in the city. Jay says WG Grinders at the top of his list. It's been years since I've been to a WG Grinders. I know they used to have the one down on campus on High Street, like close to Chittenden. Never went in there. It's probably been 15 years since I've had a WG Grinders.
I don't know if I've ever had one. I've heard the name thrown around, but I'm going to have to add that to the top of the list because people keep recommending it to me, and it's about time I went and checked it out.
Shout out to Jake. That's Shark's son-in-law listening. Sharky. Jake said Cluck Norris from the Angry Bird, or Cluck Norris, I guess, is the sandwich shop. Angry Bird sandwich has to be the best chicken sandwich in Columbus. Never tried it.
I'm glad that somebody threw a chicken sandwich recommendation in there because that's not the direction I was going, but got to add it to the list too.
Weird place to get a chicken sandwich. I will say Harvest Pizza, who does really awesome pizzas, as you would assume by the name Harvest Pizza. Their chicken sandwich is tremendous.
Yeah.
Really good.
Oh, yeah, I haven't had that either. I haven't had a lot of chicken sandwiches. I've had the Eagle. They've got a pretty nice fried chicken sandwich. But I haven't had a lot of fried chicken sandwiches in Columbus.
George saying the best sandwich in the city is the Flower Barn in Marysville.
That's the best sandwich in a city, maybe, but that's George, I looked it up. It's 35 minutes away, my guy. That's a day trip.
Are you talking about inside of the outer belt or like?
Yeah. Inside of the outer belt, even like within 270.
Trail bologna, egg, cream cheese on it.
Sounds incredible.
It does sound pretty good.
It sounds incredible.
Sounds like you're going to have to make a trip out to Marysville.
Did you ever go to Easy Living in college?
Yeah, we went there all the time.
I was going to say, that was our go-to.
I remember when we went there, it was during the polar vortex where we had school classes at Ohio State were canceled. So what we would do is we would draw, I don't even remember how we would come to the conclusion of this, but it was like negative 20 degrees. We may have or may not have run out of beverages. And PJ's, we lived on Woodruff, and PJ's was right down the street. I think we drew straws to see who would go and get more beer from PJ's. And I remember you and I got the short straws. We had to go, and like hands were frozen by the time we got back. It was horrible. 45-second walk.
Yeah.
and it was terrible. But I remember leaving the house. It was me, you, it was Meredith. We went to Easy Living and went to a store, and we're just fried by the time we got home. It's like, I need to go back to that.
It just wore you out being in that cold. I still remember there were a couple days in college where I would put water in my hair so it wasn't a mess, and I'd walk to class. And by the time I got to class, literally just my hair was iced. It was just all icicles in my hair, and I was pulling them out during class.
I think Fly's doing some catering.
He still caters. He just closed the everyday shop. But I thought they had the best sandwich in Columbus. They'd have this. Yeah, I think he called it the John Simon. And it was like a everything bagel with what was it? Corned beef and pastrami with some onions, mayo, mustard, and then I think maybe some other kind of vegetable. But it was toasted. It was crazy.
Keep the sandwich recommendations for Mike coming in here. Math is tough, and I don't know where this came from. I saw this on Twitter. Obviously, the SEC is very good at basketball this year. You have a slew of teams ranked in the top 10. Ohio State beat Kentucky, by the way, earlier in the year. Got smoked by Auburn. They look to be the best team in the country. That's fine. You'll take that. But I saw this on Twitter a couple of weeks ago, and it got Archie Miller. And they're like, well, what do you think of the SEC's performance? The SEC is 500 in conference play. And Carl Ravitch was calling a game. Shark, do you remember which game he was calling the other night where he, this stat actually got into the broadcast?
Was it Kentucky, Tennessee?
Yeah, I don't remember. Anyways, here was Carl Ravitch talking about how the SEC, there's no one dominant team. And again, I'm not a math guy. Math is tough, but take it away, Carl.
We know how dominant they were in the non-conference season, the SEC. They were 185-23. Since January 4 into Tuesday, the SEC teams are 82-82. It's not as if one team or two teams or three. They're 82-82. There's been no ability to pull away. There's no dominant group of teams.
He's doing his best.
That's how conferences work.
For every win, there's a loss.
You can pull up every basketball conference in America. The record will be 500. That's how they work.
Thought he was onto something.
That's how they work. They tried to get Mark Pope with that, the Kentucky head coach. Mark Pope, great answer out of him. He knew exactly what was looking down the barrel.
Coach, everybody talks about the SEC being the best conference in college basketball, but the conference is just 500 since conference play started. What do you make of that?
I think it's been a really disappointing start to conference play. I feel like we should, I feel like we're not living up to the expectations, just being at 500 as a conference. And I'm kind of looking around at the other programs in the league, but like, guys, we got to pick this up. This is embarrassing. And so we'll find a way. I believe in this league. I think we definitely have an upside, and we're going to work really hard to get there.
Hey, man, sometimes it's tough.
I think I'd have a hard time getting laughed at by my peers like that. I don't know if I'd be able to bounce back from that in a hurry.
If you're Mark Pope, he was laughing along with it.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, what are we talking about? What are we, on the broadcast and then ask the coach,
Auburn is 1, Bama is 2, Florida is 3, Florida is 4, Tennessee is 5, Texas A&M is 8th. You got 5 teams in the top 10. You're doing just fine.
You're doing all right. Who are your top 3 contenders from the SEC to win March Madness?
No one.
Okay.
Hot take. Not coming from that conference.
Well, I'm just, I'm saying competitors, contenders, not the actual winner.
Nobody.
I know. Okay. Thanks, Brandon.
They don't have any.
On to the next segment.
They're fake. It's a fake good conference. They're 500 in conference play, man.
Yeah,
it can't be that good. It can't be that good. What has Ryan Day seen in Brian Hartline to give him the play calling duties for this upcoming Buckeye season? That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are still watching crews clear out a crash from overnight on 270 southbound just past Tuttle Crossing. Watch for the right lanes blocked off over there. And 71 southbound also still a little slow moving from a crash just past Morse Road. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Mark your calendars for Diamond Cellar's wedding weekend, February 21st and 22nd. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. Wedding Weekend is back with incredible offers you won't want to miss. Join us for buy one, get one half off wedding bands, 20% off diamond anniversary bands, and special no-interest financing on engagement rings. We've had the guaranteed best price for over 78 years. So choose a jeweler you can trust and come see us February 21st and 22nd at Diamond Cellar on Salmo Road or at Easton Town Center.
Attention hockey fans, score the ultimate experience powered by Verizon. Verizon is giving 2 lucky winners the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium on March 1st. Plus 50 participants will have a chance to win a $50 gift card. Just stop by a participating Columbus Verizon store by February 18th to enter. Get your shot at this unforgettable experience. Hurry to a participating Columbus Verizon store today to enter.
Must be legal U.S. resident of Ohio, age 18 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit 971thefan.com/Verizon.
Welcome to the Plus Side, where a AAA Plus membership means that an empty gas tank won't keep you from a full day, and where a dead battery can't stop you from being the life of the party. Because on the Plus Side, roadside mishaps don't have to ruin your day. With AAA Plus, tire changes, battery swaps, and emergency fuel are just a tap away. AAA gets to you faster, and if you need a tow, we'll take you further. Become a member today and experience peace of mind on the Plus Side. Towing is subject to a 7-day waiting period. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here from Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. Maybe your furnace isn't running so well. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater, or maybe it's just a leaky sink. Let my team take care of you the same way they take care of all my championship buddies. Check us out at carpentercolumbus.com.
Back in the studio with a return visit from
Todd Schmelt.
Todd, the last time you were with us, you claimed to be
the dumbest person in Columbus.
You're being really hard on yourself.
Not in the least. You know what I got?
I hate to ask.
One of them thermostats with the dial and the needle. Woo, woo, woo.
Maybe that's not modern, but not...
What am I? Eli Whitney, Elias Howe, Johann Gertis?
I don't know who those people are.
Those are old-timey people from the 19th century, and that's me. Outdated, like my silly old thermostat.
Okay, look, you're not the dumbest guy in Columbus. You just haven't called Apex Pros.
The pros who knows?
Those guys. Whether it's the latest technology, fixing your furnace, or a brand new system, they know all the stuff so you don't have to.
I don't have to know it all?
Nah, you just have to know the pros who knows.
Apex Pros. I'm not the dumbest guy in Columbus.
I didn't even know who Johann Gertis was.
Inventor of the gas-powered unicycle. Look it up, doy.
Okay, you don't have to be me.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Come cheer on the Ohio State Buckeyes men's basketball team as they take on the Michigan Wolverines at the Shot on Sunday, February 16th. Don't miss out on themed games, unforgettable fan experiences, and the ultimate Buckeye traditions. Buy your tickets and gear up for game day at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
The Fan has been ranked as the second best sports station in America by our industry peers. Our heartfelt thank you is in order. But we're not doing it because we're better than that hillbilly Birmingham station that came in first. Thanks for nothing.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Looking at a bright, sunny, but cold day out there today. High temperatures around freezing. Factoring in that wind, it'll feel like the 20s this afternoon. Increasing clouds tonight. Rain and snow arrive by daybreak tomorrow. We will be looking at rain throughout the day on Saturday, high 42. Snow showers Sunday, high 34. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. One of these guys thinks Clintonville was named after Bill Clinton. You're listening to Morning Juice.
AJ Hawk, he's going to join us coming up here at 8:30 this morning. Maple Street Biscuit Company, one of your favorite places in Columbus. You love that, right?
I love Maple Street Biscuit Company. They've got a good 5 and dime sandwich. They've got good biscuits, like, genuinely.
That's a southern place that has come up here to Ohio. And they actually do have a couple locations. They've got one up in Worthington that I've seen, and then they also have one at Easton. I don't know, or at Polaris. And they probably have a couple more as well. I'm not really attuned to that.
I didn't know they had 2 in the city.
Yeah, they've got 2 of them. And I remember going there for the first time with you when we were down in Jacksonville. It's a southern place.
Yeah.
It's good. Like, they have really good foods. I don't know if they're still doing this, like, since they've expanded. I had a nervous breakdown at a Maple Street Biscuit Company. I had a straight up nervous breakdown.
So at the Maple Street Biscuit Company, at least in Jacksonville, I haven't gone in person to the one here. But when you give them your order, they try to be a little quirky with it. They're like, oh, okay, well, give us your favorite band or something. Give us your favorite song. And that's what they'll call out instead of calling out your name. And they go ahead, Brandon.
Well, the question of the day was your favorite love song. And I mean, we were waiting in line probably for 8 minutes before we even got up to the counter and ordered. And you had warned me, like, you need to come up with a song to make sure that they call out your order. I'm like, I have crippling social anxiety about this right now.
I came here for food, not to be quizzed.
Yeah. And I'm running through my head. So I'm like, I can't name one love song right now. What am I going to do? I'm going to get up to I'm going to make a fool out of myself. I don't think I said anything.
I don't think you did either.
I said my name is Brandon.
Just call out my name. I'll pick up my sandwich. Stop putting me in the spotlight.
I don't know if they still do that or not.
I don't know. I'll have to check it out because they have some stellar sandwiches. Good fried green tomatoes, good biscuits and gravy. They're a good place that you will feel. I mean, you're gonna feel uncomfortable after you eat from there. But if you're looking for some good southern biscuits, I think they're a good representation.
I love a biscuit.
And I'm a big fan of goat cheese medallions.
Yeah.
They do that well. They got like a hot honey. You know what I'm saying? Like fried goat cheese medallions.
Okay. I don't know if I've ever had, like, you're talking about just like this big goat cheese medallion?
Yeah, a little bigger than that.
Okay.
Yeah. But they do they fry everything and everything is delicious, but I can only eat there like once every couple months because it really is very heavy.
It'll shut you down.
It'll shut you down. It'll put you on that couch for the next couple hours.
Sometimes you just need something like that, though.
You need a little soul food. That's what it's for. A little lard.
Here was Ryan Day earlier on. This whole interview is with Tom Tiberi. It's very good. I'd recommend you go listen to it. I think it's streaming on 10 TV Plus. Ryan Day was addressing everything that was going on. Now, this was filmed before Matt Patricia took the job, so there's no Matt Patricia talk in this, but it's from earlier in the week. We know some of the changes that they made. Brian Hartline going to be the new offensive coordinator. Keenan Bailey getting the bump from tight ends coach. Now he's going to be tight ends coach and co-offensive coordinator. Tyler Bowen coming in from Virginia Tech to be your O-line coach, probably run game coordinator. And then you've got Billy Fessler elevated to quarterbacks coach, who is helping behind the scenes with Will Howard and the development of the offense this year. But here was Ryan Day talking about Brian Hartline and kind of what he's been through and how he expects Brian to perform back at offensive coordinator this season.
You talk about sacrifice. Here's a guy who he was named coordinator, and I ended up calling the plays that year, but he grew that year. And then we decided to bring in Chip, and he had to take a step back. But he learned from Chip, and I thought down the stretch he did some of his best work I've seen him as a coach. Some of the passing install, the route concepts, the coaching that was done right there was at a high level, and certainly Keenan helped him a lot and Billy helped him a lot. I was much involved with it, but you could just see him growing as the season went on, his understanding of protections. And because, some guys would say, well, wait a minute, I'm going somewhere else. He didn't name me the coordinator. Well, now he's going to be the coordinator. Now he's going to call plays. And that loyalty and that patience is going to pay off. And I think he's going to be the best coordinator in the country.
First of all, pretty high praise from Ryan Day. I think that he's going to be the best coordinator in the country.
He didn't say offensive coordinator.
Best coordinator.
Yeah.
And if there was anybody on this staff that could get high and mighty and beat their chest, it's Brian Hartline.
Yeah.
I mean, if there was one guy who could do it, we enjoyed Marvin Harrison Jr. for many years here at Ohio State. Jeremiah Smith came in and was just like, okay, we just got another guy walking through this door. Guy was a true freshman, put up better numbers than Terry McLaurin did in his Ohio State career in one season long.
Yep.
So there's one guy who could sit there and say, I could have an ego about me. It could be him. It doesn't sound like that. And it sounds like he's taken these last 2 years, Mike, to really work on his craft.
Yeah, I think whenever you have these internal promotions, it's easy for people to say, all right, well, are they just promoting their friends or like, where's the veracity in this? I don't think any of those questions arise when you look at Brian Hartline. I think this guy has been somebody who you've steadily seen apply himself to his craft and get better. He obviously seems like he wants more responsibilities. I would love if he was just in charge of Ohio State receivers for the rest of his life. But guys want to move up. Guys want the title. Guys want the added responsibilities.
What's your why, right?
What's your why? And I think that it's great to keep him in the building, whatever it takes to keep him in the building, because he's just been such a benefit to Ohio State. And I would say in more ways than just recruiting, more ways than developing these players. Like, we haven't had, knock on wood, we haven't had a lot of receivers with behavioral issues. We haven't had a lot of guys getting in trouble or even acting a fool or being, having crazy egos ever since Brian Hartline walked in that building. And so you can tell that he's not just developing them on the football field. He's teaching them how to be men, how he's teaching them how to be professionals. So I'm excited about the hire. I really hope that he continues to grow as a coordinator and retains what he's been doing as a receivers coach.
What about Tyler Bowen, bringing him in from Virginia Tech and help out with the run game? What's he bring to the table?
I think he brings a lot to the table. For Brian being a first-time play caller, there's another guy in the room working on the run game who has been a play caller as well. I think that's really important because, you look at it from a different lens when you've been a play caller before. He played offensive line. He knows offensive line really well, knows the run game really, really well. I think they're going to mesh really well together. And so we're going to still fill in some of the other support staff in there. But he's very, very talented.
Guy's got an experience doing it.
Yeah.
Which is also a huge thing in adding. Like, sometimes the in-house experience is good, and you want to retain your coach's mic and promote from within, which we've seen a number of times here at Ohio State under Ryan Day. You look at Brian, you look also at James. I know that James had coaching experience with Notre Dame when he was with Marcus, but he was a GA here for a couple of years, now linebackers coach. So we'll see what happens on that front. I thought this was really good, Ryan Day. And we know the temperature here after Michigan. We know it, after the Oregon loss. We know it. Everything's in a bubble. It's a unique place. It's a unique fan base. They are ravenous about the Buckeyes. Here was Ryan Day about some of the criticism that his team was taking and what all of that was kind of like now that we're through it and they're national champions.
I think in today's day and age, there's just a natural attraction to outrage, to, extremities, like extremes. You're the greatest in the world, you're the worst in the world, and you should be getting fired, you should be getting an extension. You talk about extremes, but in some ways that's life. But I also think that, at times we all need to take a deep breath, and social media and everything that comes with, the game, we need to sometimes filter that out because there's great people out there. And during this run, and even after the last game of the regular season, the support of so many people were great. There was a lot of extreme, don't get me wrong, but there was so many people who were very, very supportive too. And then to see us make that run, I think just gives a lot of, credit and focus and recognition to the fact that, it's never that extreme. And if you just keep working, if you just hang in there and you ignore the noise, then you can achieve your goals. But, I think as a fan base, as a university, as Buckeye Nation, it was great to see everybody galvanize together.
That is as good of an answer as you will ever find on a guy who had as much heat around him as he did.
He was, people were throwing his name around in some unsettling ways. And I agree with everything he said. I was in college when the onset of social media was really starting to pick up. I think you had Facebook come about in 2009 or something. Maybe a little bit before that, but back in 2011, 2012, that's when you started seeing how easy it was for people to throw criticisms around, and it's only gotten worse. Even fans who don't really feel that strongly, they're going to throw something out on social media that can be scathing, that can be just a ridiculous thing to say, but it was just the 10 seconds of anger that they just had to get it out. Instead of, punching the wall or something, whatever it is that people used to do before they could tweet something, they channel that outrage immediately into just outrageous statements. And listen, Brandon, I talk to you after every game.
Yeah.
I text you with you usually during every game. You know I get frustrated sometimes. You know
Everybody gets frustrated.
Yeah.
You have the right to be frustrated.
And we have high expectations for the Buckeyes, especially when it comes to that team up north. All that to be said, we have been very, very blessed for quite a while now to have a team where we can feel so entitled to a national championship every year. So I think Ryan Day handled that well. Definitely some disgruntled people after that team up north. We got to get that figured out. But at the very least, we came away with a national championship. We came away with a national championship in a year where we expected a national championship.
Caleb Downs earlier in the week called it Ryan Day's birthright to win a national championship.
It's a wild statement.
It's a crazy thing to say.
A wild statement.
AJ Hawk, he joins us coming up here in 2 minutes. Does he even eat sandwiches? He's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, we are still watching crews clear out a crash from overnight on 270 southbound just past Tuttle Crossing. Watch for the right lanes blocked off over there. And 71 southbound also still a little slow moving from a crash just past Morse Road. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by Great Lakes Kia. Brand new Kias for less than lunch. From just $5 a day. Great cars, great people. Great Lakes Kia. Visit GreatLakesKia.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
Next on Metro's Nada Yada Island podcast.
I almost fainted when the 4 new bombshells arrived.
4 free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G phones at Metro.
No way.
And finding out the 4th line is free. Oh, things got heated.
That's wild. Join Metro and get 4 free Samsung 5G phones. Only at Metro.
Plus tax. Bring 4 numbers and an ID and sign up for any Metro Flex plan. Not available currently at T-Mobile or been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
If you make a wisecrack about Dayton Pizza, Beamer will murder you dead.
Humor. I have it too.
This is Morning Juice.
All right, it's Friday. It's 8:30. Everybody knows what that means.
A man with many career achievements. Leading tackler in Centerville football history. Leading tackler in Green Bay Packers history. Still afraid of Larry Knopfsinger. And the crowning achievement, the 3rd member of the Island Boys, AJ Hawk.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
Right now, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Check with our guy. He is AJ Hawk. Age, happy Friday, buddy. How was the Super Bowl? How was New Orleans for you last week?
Oh, New Orleans was great. I was there Tuesday night through Friday, and I left about Friday afternoon once everything was starting to really get crowded and you couldn't really move around and traffic was brutal. So I think I was there at perfect time, actually. It was fun. We stayed right across from the casino and didn't get into a whole lot, but it was a good time. Got to see a lot of people.
Did you get to go to any of those great Super Bowl parties that you rave about each and every year?
Oh man, unfortunately, I must have been left off the list, or I didn't see my invite to a lot of those because I don't know. I've been to when I was younger, I guess. When I was still playing, I went to a few of those, and yeah, it's a lot of hype leading up to it, and then you get there and there's like 1,000 people, and you might know 1 or 2 of them, and the rest. It's just some of those parties get weird. They're not really as fun as I guess they're made out to be, I think, sometimes.
Mr. Hawk, I asked Beam. Beam said I can ask you whatever I want to ask you.
It's true. Carte blanche.
So I read an article, aka an Instagram post recently, that was saying that all of the top protein powders have lead and arsenic in them. Please respond.
I mean, then my body is fueled by lead and arsenic, I guess.
That's what
right?
I'm thinking too.
Yeah, I did not hear that the article / Instagram post that you read, which is true though. I mean, that's how we all are learning these days. I hope not. I mean, that's the thing though. Like, no matter what you say you're eating or drinking, like, there's going to be some people that think it's the fountain of youth and the greatest thing ever, and then there's always going to be people that say you're killing yourself and you're going to have cancer in 2 days. So it's like, I think just do whatever you want.
That article shook me because when I'm feeling like at my healthiest, it's because I'll eat some fruit and vegetables, or I'll have some eggs and a protein shake. So AJ, I was putting away protein shakes, and so I figured, you're a health guy. Brandon said your whole diet is broccoli, chicken, and rice, which is the diet of champions without a question. So I was wondering if that was weighing on your mind too, because I'm 60% lead and arsenic at this point.
I mean, that's all right. I mean, I think maybe our body's just adapted to that. We've adapted to that's what fuels us. But I mean, I appreciate the broccoli, chicken, rice thing. I mean, I definitely love chicken. Broccoli's not my favorite, but people do think I like it a lot. I like cold broccoli. I don't like cooked broccoli at all, but I'm more of like eggs.
All right, we're going to get you out of here.
I could eat 20 eggs. I could eat 20 eggs in a day, no question.
Did you just say you like cold broccoli but not cooked broccoli? I don't know if there's one person in the world who enjoys cold broccoli other than you more than cooked broccoli. That's like, you realize that's a crazy thing to say, right?
Honestly, like, I understand some things that I like might seem weird or unique, I guess, of views on how different things I eat, but the broccoli one I don't get. Like, cooked broccoli is mush, just garbage.
You don't cook it too much.
I guess maybe I haven't cooked it right, but when you cook broccoli, it smells, like someone died. And
smells weird.
It's like if you cook, the stuff. What is it? I don't even want to. I'll never eat them, but I can't even think of the name. They smell so bad. Your house will smell for a month.
I don't know what that would be.
Is that really descriptive enough for us?
And I'll come up with it before we finish
Brussels
here.
sprout?
But Brussels sprouts, Brussels sprouts. You might as well move out if you're cooking those in the house that I'm in, because those, I feel like that's like Fear Factor food. I'm not eating those.
He is AJ Hawk with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Mike has been championing everyone we've had on this week, AJ, to give his best sandwich in Columbus. And I mean, I know you're a big sandwich guy. You're eating like 3 or 4 of them a day. Do you have one in Columbus that you think is the best? When's the last time you've had a sandwich?
Yeah, I mean, I used to be like, there was a Subway right by my house on Norwich. I used to go to back in the day when I was in college. Jersey Mike's is legit. I like the Jersey Mike's vinegar oil to put on my little turkey and lettuce sub if I ever get that. It's been a little while. I mean, I'm
never meet your heroes. Never meet your heroes.
What's your favorite sandwich?
We go with I go with the Foxes. Have you been to Foxes?
No.
All right. Well, I'm a big bagel guy, so they've got a nice Reuben. But yeah, dude, AJ, you're a legend in Centerville. I don't want to tell the kids that your favorite sandwiches are Subway and Jersey Mike's.
No. Like, that's not my favorite. I'm saying back in the day when I was eating a heavy amount of subs, but Marion's Pizza. I mean, I'm talking subs. I'm doing Marion's Pizza all day long. Like, subs, yeah, but let's not get confused. Like, Marion's Pizza is the best.
What are you guys getting into this weekend? We still got sports going on? Are we transitioning from like winter sports to spring sports? Like, what's going on in your household?
Yeah, it's kind of like, we're finishing up basketball for my kids. We still have a couple weekends left of that. Started lacrosse and AAU basketball and all that stuff now. So yeah, we're kind of in the middle, but we're just kind of finishing up when it comes to basketball and everything. But yeah, we've got a long weekend. Kids are off school today and Monday, so yeah, it should be fun. Hopefully it warms up a little bit. I don't know.
Are you guys? Do you have any trips planned here? Because I know this is big trip time for everybody. Spring break is on the horizon. Does the Hawk family have a getaway planned for the near future at all?
In spring break here, like in a month or so, yeah, we're taking everybody, because I got my oldest daughter. She's in 8th grade right now, so like kids get in high school, and it's really tough to ever get away with all of them. So we're hoping to cherish that, and with everybody and taking all 4 of them, we'll head out on spring break here in about a month, and with multiple other families we'll meet up with. It's going to be cool. Like right now we're here and we're planted in Ohio for the next month or so, but yeah, we'll travel a little bit in the spring.
AJ, I'm actually going to ask you a football question because I'm genuinely curious about it. I think that the Ravens have one of the best rosters in the NFL. What's it going to take for them to get over this playoff hurdle and actually make it to the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl?
Man, it is like, it's crazy when you look at how good they are and how good Lamar is and the rest of their team. Like, they just have so much talent, and they play the right way, and they're a fun team to watch, but they just can't figure it out, I guess, to take that next step to get to the Super Bowl and win. But honestly, I don't know. I mean, Lamar is awesome. Like, Lamar is going to be awesome for a long time. Derrick Henry brought a whole nother element to their game. I think their defense played very well when they needed to. But I don't know. Like, sometimes you just have to. I don't know what it is. The ball's got to bounce your way. You got to find like those one or two plays that you need to make that a team counts on to win those big games. Like, they're just going to have to do it. And until they finally do it, it's like it's always going to be out there, and it's always going to be something that you're going to question, like if they can do it. And everyone on the outside, I'm sure everybody inside that facility believes that they can get it done. They can win the Super Bowl, that they're good enough. But until you actually do it, it's it's like this thing out there that you're chasing and can't seem to figure out how to get a handle on it. I mean, Josh Allen will be going through that in Buffalo until he finds a way to get a ring as well. So I guess when you're, especially these quarterbacks, they're the guys that are judged so much on Super Bowl rings. If you're a quarterback and you can find a way to win a ring early in your career, in the first 5 to 7 years, like, I think it takes a lot maybe off of those guys' shoulders and maybe free them up a little bit. But I don't know. I think the Ravens are going to be fine. They're going to be really good for a long time still.
Hey, I saw you guys last week were talking to new Ohio State defensive coordinator Matt Patricia. What was your thoughts just kind of on that hire, AJ? Because it did seem kind of out of left field, and it happened pretty quickly over this week.
I did, yeah. He walked up to, we were doing the show last week, and he walked up to Mike. He was great. He's been awesome. I didn't know, at the time, I didn't have any idea that he might get the DC job, but I think it's a good hire. Why not? I mean, I know it's been a while since Patricia's been in the college game, but we know he's an absolute, football guy. Like, he loves scheming things up. He loves drawing defenses up to try to stop offenses. And he's coached pretty much every position on the field too. So he knows football inside and out, and he's learned from the great Bill Belichick. And I think he'll fit in nice. I think it'll be interesting for him. What a change up for him coming to Ohio State. Hopefully, I don't know how aware he is of how awesome Ohio State is, like as far as the fans and the tradition and the history and all that. I'm sure he knows from afar, but now that he's going to be living it, I think it's going to be a great experience for him.
Hey, before we get you out of here, your boy Bob is in Guantanamo Bay right now. The question that I think we need to ask is, will the United States government let him go from the island when his time is up? Will he ever return?
I mean, I assume Bob's just down there indefinitely until, I saw him posting videos and stuff. And I'm like, all right, well, it's just a matter of time before they take his cell phone, and bam, he's just locked up. So I hope to see Bob in the near future. When's he scheduled to get back?
Sometime this weekend. He's supposed to work on Monday, but I guess depending on whether or not they deem him fit to return to society is how we're going to judge that.
Well, let's say a prayer for Bob, and hopefully we can find a way to get him back here. But I can imagine, I can't wait to hear the stories. I mean, you guys know, he'll tell everybody. He'll tell all the listeners too. There's going to be some great stories coming from Guantanamo. I talked to him from down there on Wednesday this week, and Bob already told, I got so many things to tell you guys, so many great stories. It's going to be awesome. So I think everybody's in for a treat when he gets back.
Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Have a fantastic weekend, and we'll check in again next week, all right?
All right, thanks, guys. Talk to you.
There he goes, AJ Hawk with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We're going to reveal our fan poll next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Right now, we are still watching some slowdowns on 270 southbound from a crash earlier this morning just past Tuttle Crossing. Also watching a little bit of a slowdown on 71 southbound. We've got the right shoulder blocked off just past Dublin Granville Road. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuckerwald with your fan traffic.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Ohio State Buckeye fans, it's time for the annual Pink Game with Ohio State women's basketball. Join us February 17th at 12 p.m. at the Shot to cheer on the Buckeyes as they take on Iowa in a thrilling matchup. Don't miss out on themed games, unforgettable fan experiences, and ultimate Buckeye traditions. Buy your tickets and gear up for game day at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
Attention lovebirds. Valentine's Day is almost here, and Diamonds Direct has the gifts to wow your special someone. From dazzling diamonds and trending gold to vibrant gemstones, pearls, even timepieces. With hundreds of stunning styles under $1,000 and an exquisite collection of one-of-a-kind luxury pieces. Make your moment unforgettable. The best selection, value, and service are waiting for you. Make this Valentine's unforgettable with fine jewelry for every budget. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Come in. Joe, I wasn't expecting to see you.
Why does everybody say that? I came to congratulate you. No joke.
Well, it was a hard-fought campaign.
Campaign? I'm talking about $5 at Great Lakes Kia.
Great Lakes Kia, where new Kias are less than lunch.
Brand new Kias, $5 a day. I'm being serious right now.
Only at Great Lakes Kia.
Guess what? And by the way, get 0% financing for 72 months.
Lease new 25 Kia Sorrentos LX, just $5 a day. And we love that third-row seating, don't we?
And new K4s, LXS, just $5 a day. No joke.
Even new K5s, LXS, just $5 a day at Great Lakes Kia.
But what about credit? Come on, man.
If you've got a job, you ride $5 a day.
Here's the deal. Go to Great Lakes Kia.
Great cars, great people, Great Lakes Kia. GreatLakesKia.com.
My first home was $5. Not kidding around.
Tax and tag to qualified buyers. Visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu.
Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Attention hockey fans, score the ultimate experience powered by Verizon.
Verizon is giving 2 lucky winners the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium on March 1st. Plus 50 participants will have a chance to win a $50 gift card. Just stop by a participating Columbus Verizon store by February 18th to enter.
Get your shot at this unforgettable experience. Hurry to a participating Columbus Verizon store today to enter.
Must be legal U.S. resident of Ohio, age 18 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit 971thefan.com/Verizon.
After an audit of our programming, the suits here at The Fan decided we needed more baseball. And that common man is stupid. Good news. We fixed one of those problems. Catch the Reds on The Fan all season long. Yay, baseball.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother was saying he got life insurance from Ethos. With Ethos, it only took 10 minutes, and he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit GetEthos.com. That's GetEthos.com.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
A great lawn is like a great sports team. It takes expertise and a little extra care to really stand out. That's where True Green comes in. They're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, so they know a thing or two about keeping grass looking like a fairway. It's more affordable than you think, and they'll even match any competitor's price. Plus, True Green backs it all up with a satisfaction guarantee. Head to TrueGreen.com today. Let the pros do the work while you sit back and enjoy the results.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Bobby is known as the General. Beamer is known as Beamer. This is Morning Juice.
Fun show coming up afterward. No Uncle Bo today. Tyvis is in, hanging out with Reese and Bakes. I'm sure that they'll have a great time. It's a Friday. Sun is out.
It's beautiful out there.
Really, we haven't seen the sun in a couple of days around here.
That's the hardest part about the Ohio winters. I don't like the cold is what it is. It's just when you don't see the sun for a couple weeks.
Makes you tougher.
Yeah, it does. It builds character. That's why I only trust the Northerners.
You don't like anybody else?
I like some people. I like the ones that make good biscuits.
Yeah. Well, the South does that pretty good. We make some good biscuits here, too.
Yeah, I've got some hot takes, but we can move on.
Yeah, I can't imagine retiring and not seeing gray.
No.
Why would you want to do that? Shark, you're staying here. You're a lifer, aren't you? Like, you're not going. You might go down to Florida for a month, maybe 6 weeks at a time, but you're never leaving.
I'm not leaving. My wife won't let me. Too many grandchildren.
Would you leave? I would abandon your children?
Like a snowbird, 4 months, January through April.
It's the best time of the year here.
I think my plan would be like 2 to 3 weeks in the winter, go to Arizona. That's all I need.
More of an Arizona guy than Florida. You've spent years of your life in Florida.
Florida's nice, but the humidity, I'm not for it. And
Amen.
Arizona's
and
beautiful.
You can get bad weather in Florida too.
Yeah.
Arizona is
In the
Always
winter,
sunny.
Oh,
Yeah.
you hit that highway and it's just blue skies forever.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm telling you, coming out from going to the training for the draft in like January or February, whatever it was.
Yeah, now it would be now.
I didn't know how good it could feel to hit that highway and have just the sun shining down on you, the bluest sky you've ever seen, the tan and red landscape. It was gorgeous.
That's why they say out there, life is a highway.
Is that what they say?
Yeah.
I think, man, I could write a song about that.
Yeah, that sounds terrible to me. I like the gray. I like the potholes. I like the.
Come on, Beam.
Shark, it makes you a tougher person.
I know it makes you tougher, but the older you get, the more I hate it. And you are like, your ideal weather is 50 degrees. I'm a 75 degree guy.
If I lived in my own little bubble and I could doctor up the way that I wanted weather to be, like if you go to Carmel's beautiful area, their mornings every morning are like 50 degrees and overcast because they've got that marine layer. If you could give me 50 degrees and gray 310 days a year, I'm in. I'm sold.
You're a football guy.
I'm sold for
That's
that.
what that is.
That sounds so good to me.
That's not what I want.
No way. I don't.
You could just move to, what is it, Washington?
Yeah, they have a lot of rain. I'm not saying rain. I like gray. I love the gray.
Really?
Yeah, love it. I really do. I mean, the sunshine's nice.
You're
Don't get
in the
me
right
wrong.
state.
That's what to say. You picked right.
I'll enjoy today because the sun is out. It's not that I don't like the sun.
The gray makes you appreciate the sun more. I bet the people that live in Arizona don't know what they have.
Summer gray day, nothing better. Nothing better than a gray summer day.
Yeah. No, I don't. I don't agree with that.
Hey, you wanted to solicit help from people before we get out of here.
So it's furniture buying weekend for me. I have heard that there's some great deals for President's Day. I'm wondering, where do you go? Where are your President's Day furniture deals coming from in Columbus, Ohio? I'm trying to get a standing desk.
Okay.
I'm trying to get a reading chair. I really want that reading chair that from wherever you and Mare got that chair that you guys have in your living room. That thing's one of the most comfortable chairs I've ever sat in my life. I know. I'm going to let her enjoy her ski trip, and I'll ask her when she gets back. But that's a heck of a reading chair. I was thinking a chaise lounge.
Chair too.
A chaise lounge. I'm trying to get fancy over here, man.
It's a chaise lounge.
It's like a how do I even describe it? It's a lounge that's a little bit more chaise than other lounges. It's like a French lounge.
Oh, okay. It's like a therapist's couch.
I think therapists just have regular couches.
I'm looking at it.
Oh, this is your whole body sits on it, but
it's got like one arm.
It's got a back, and it's below your torso is extended out. But
it's a half a couch.
Your feet don't touch the ground. They're
your
elevated.
feet could touch the ground.
Yeah, depending on how you sit.
If you went sideways off of it, but it's long enough that your body fits on it.
Yeah.
It's not like a normal chair.
What it looks like to me is a couch for half of it, and then the back ceases to exist. It is operated for sitting upright with one arm on the armrest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, almost like a pool chair. I mean, much more luxurious, but if you're sitting by the pool, 2/3 of your body is extended horizontally and your back is vertical.
I've just never heard it called a chaise lounge before.
Where you been, Beam?
Come on, man. Elevate your furniture game.
I've been working
from Centerville
and
or
grinding in the gray weather over here, right?
He's been staring at the gray sky.
How many pool days do we get here, Shark? You get a million
20 a year.
I know the song "Chaise Lounge." I like that song, but I didn't know that that's exactly what it was. Yeah, I had no clue.
Who sings that?
You threw that at me too.
I know I put you on the spot.
Taylor Swift.
It's not Taylor Swift.
It's a good guess, Shark. I mean, may as well, right?
Wet Leg sings
that. Didn't help.
It's a great song. It's a great song. Go listen to that.
But yeah, so I'm looking for just like some lounging furniture, some office furniture, and I think I've got everything I need for like my living room, bedroom, all that kind of stuff.
Someone said American Freight. Go there.
Never even heard of that, so I'll definitely try that out.
Okay.
And I'm an Ashley's furniture guy. Usually, like they have what I need. They get stuff out pretty quick. But I feel like there's like
Big
more
Sandy.
local stuff.
Big Sandy has a bunch of stuff. They call it the Big Sandy Superstore.
Oh,
they got everything
rugs?
you need.
Rugs, lamps,
TVs,
tables,
Big Sandy's?
refrigerators,
office furniture.
everything.
Yeah,
Because I need a bunch of rugs too. Then I went to a nice little rug shop in Grandview. I can't remember. It starts with an M. It's like
Grandview Mercantile.
Menendian.
That one. Yeah, I'm an Indian.
Yeah.
They got some good rugs, but I had no idea how much rugs could cost.
You can spend
I'm gonna make my own rug.
You spend
whatever you
$100
want.
or $10,000 on a rug. Now, do you have a bed? Or are you
I have a
sleeping
bed.
on the floor?
No, shark. I have a bed. But I do.
Hey, remember he stubbed his toe on it.
Yeah.
That's right.
But I do need some, I need some runners, some rug, what do they call it? Runners, right? Some rugs.
Rug runners.
For by the bed, and I need some.
Rum runners.
You had a nightstand?
I have a nightstand that doesn't fit in that room. So I need new nightstands.
Sounds like you need to get a new house.
God bless. Back to the grind. Well, no, I'm in that process of, you just get a new house that was bigger than your old place, and you got to start putting furniture in it. You don't have to do it all at once, but trying to find some deals this weekend.
Yeah, you'll be good.
Yeah.
Tell me how that goes, too.
So I probably won't do anything. I'll probably work and play video games this weekend.
Knowing you, I know that you won't get out of the house and do furniture shopping.
If I get one piece of furniture this weekend, it's a win.
I didn't know you played video games.
I don't play as much as I used to. Wait, is that a joke?
Beamer's told us about your all-night escapades.
That was back when I didn't have a job. That was post-football, pre-law school, when I was grinding. There were times where I was on Civ 6 for like 72 hours straight. There was I had no responsibilities. The only thing I had to do was let the dog out and occasionally eat.
Sandwiches.
It was a dream. I lived the dream for at least a little bit. It was pretty nice.
Now I got to worry about furniture sales.
I got bills to pay and all sorts of stuff.
Mike had so much fun with you this week. What do you say we reconvene at some point in the future if they allow us? You good with that?
Of course, man. This was a great time.
Everybody have an awesome weekend. Bob will be back with us on Monday. Tyvis, Reese, and Bakes are up next. We are back live on Monday morning at 6 a.m. to break everything down. Have a great weekend. Talk to you then. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Friday. We are watching the right shoulder, still slightly blocked off on 71 southbound, just past Dublin Granville Road. Other than that, everything moving along up to speed. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
When you're ready to sell your car, another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company is the easy, fast, fair, and hassle-free way to sell. This is Justin Hinderer. We pay top dollar for your vehicle, whatever the make or model, and no purchase is necessary. Consider trading and get even more toward your next vehicle. Drive in today and leave with cash, or get a great deal. See why it's a pleasure doing business. Just visit HindererMotorCompany.com.
Get Eco.
ECO. Aaron, I've been thinking.
About what?
About how you invented a way to fix ACs for free.
Get Eco.
ECO. When customers buy a new HVAC system, we give back all the money they paid us to repair their old system.
Yeah, I know. Up to $1,500.
Get Eco.
ECO. We're basically extending the life of their old system for free.
That's right. Those extra years are free. On me.
Don't you think it would be better if we said those extra years are a plus on us?
Sure. We can say that if you want.
I think it would be better.
Get Eco.
ECO. We don't want people to forget that you have a silent partner.
Remind me, how did we become partners?
Aaron, we became partners when you let me move into your spare office, and I began giving you free advice instead of paying rent.
Get Eco.
ECO. Oh, yeah. Now I remember. Best deal I ever made.
I feel that way, too.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco. Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. And everybody's had these pains, these little nicks, these things that you maybe had an injury when you were younger and you thought it went away. And then all of a sudden, as you get old, it starts to creep back. Doing everything, walking up the stairs, doing your favorite activities, golf, skiing, whatever it might be, the summer, the spring, the winter, it hurts. Hey, do not deal with it any longer. The hip, the knee, the shoulder, the back, whatever it is, there's good news. Go to QC Kinetics. They're groundbreaking treatments for that arthritis pain. They're going to make you feel better. The long-term relief, it's now possible. They're right here in Columbus under the leadership of Dr. Ray Tesner, founder of Grand Sport Medicine and a classically trained orthopedic surgeon. Don't wait. Make the call today. My dad and I did. His knee's starting to feel better. My knee feels better. They've got PRP treatments. They can change your life. I'm telling you right now. So go to qckinetics.com/Columbus for your free consultation or give them a call at 380-228-4544. It's not going to go away on its own. They've got 2 offices in Dublin and Gahanna, so check them out.
For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. Choose from classic 3-cheese, pepperoni, or extreme meat pizza. Save big with the $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 3/4/25. See app for full terms.
Save on credit card interest and keep more money in your pocket. Open a new Visa from Kemba Financial Credit Union and pay 0% annual percentage rate on purchases and balance transfers made within the first 90 days for 18 months. Visit Kemba.org to apply or to learn about our signature card with more benefits and extra cash back. Restrictions apply. Offer ends March 31st, 2025.
Get President's Day deals all month long at Coghlan Kia. Lease a new 2025 Kia K4 LXS, just $131 a month plus taxes and fees. Or choose low 1.9% financing for 60 months on a new 2025 Kia Sportage or Sorrento. Visit CoghlanKia.com.
1.9% for 60 months equals $17.48 per 1,000 with approved credit through Kia Motor Finance. 24-month lease, 10,000 miles per year, 20 cents per mile over. 3401 due. Excludes $250 doc fee. $400 disposition fee at lease end. No security deposit. See dealer for details. Ends 3/3/25.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
I can't believe they're moving the team to another city.
True, but you'll never forget all the joy they brought into your life.
Joy? They made the playoffs twice in 50 years.
Gosh, those 2 times were pretty great, weren't they?
How would I know? I wasn't even born yet.
Just think of all the free time you'll have on game days.
Those games were the highlight of my week.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with 0 experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.